freedom of choice. And you, Chinese, black, green, purple, Jew, you have the right to listen to whoever you want to, and even the Two Live Crew. So all you right-wingers, left-wingers, bigots, communists, there is a place for you in this world, because this is the land of the free, the home of the brave, and Two Live is what we are.
Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 189, banned, well, until tomorrow, from YouTube.
Yeah, literally for like another 2 hours.
We got a 7-day ban.
Yeah.
Because we decided to take on the system to tell you that we were being treated poorly. That, or I did a meme and someone complained.
We're rebels. You know, we've always been rebels. We always lived outside the law a little bit. Yeah. You know, that's the way we've always been.
It's just how we get down.
Yeah.
Motherfucking outlaws, man.
You know what we are, Brian.
Oh, my God.
You know what we are. All of you know what we are. We're Southern renegades. And you can't stop us, so you better join us. We are the Southern renegades of America.
We're from the southern end of our county, basically. That's why.
Yeah. I even live north of my parents, actually. There's no version of anything
I
where
live further north than you.
Yeah. I'm a Southern renegade compared to you. Well, me and Al are about the same.
You guys are on the same
Yeah,
side of this road. I'm on the other side of the tracks.
Me and Al are
I might be a few houses north of you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's close.
So I'm the biggest Southern renegade in this room. All right.
Yes.
So
yes.
anyway, yeah, so we did about 3 months ago, we did a meme with about Ted Kaczynski dying, the Unabomber.
Yeah.
And it said that I'm endorsing terrorism by just saying that he died. That's it.
Yeah.
There was a dethroned, it wasn't even.
We didn't celebrate his life.
I did do a rest in peace. Maybe that was a bit much, but hey.
Hey, you're a Christian, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to forgive.
I forgive the enemies.
Yeah.
And speaking of Christians, the Hulkster, I've surmised the reason he likes Jesus. I think he thinks Jesus is someone that's his peer.
Yeah.
No one else is.
Just Jesus.
Jesus.
Jesus and Hulk Hogan.
So that's why Hulk Hogan's really into him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's someone that's got as much pull as me. I'm waiting for a story. You know, I was there in Bethlehem.
He just doesn't stop.
It's the third day he came up. Oh. And now, I mean, we were on
So
tour.
what's the newest one?
I flew to Japan, then I flew to Bethlehem.
Yep. The one
I'll let Dale in. Hold on.
The one I shared the other day was it was WrestleMania 3, and they're like, it's like, man, you should fight this Undertaker kid and take him out. And he's like, no, man, what you need to do is let him win for the next 27 the next 27 WrestleManias, and then have him lose. Before he was even the Undertaker.
Yeah, that was so cool. I saw that.
Oh man, wrestling. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Hogan.
Yeah,
man.
I came up with the streak, man. That was my pick,
His-
brother.
He came up with the streak 3 years before he started wrestling for that organization.
Right?
Yeah, there's entire videos on just that one episode of Joe Rogan. You could go around the internet where he's contradicted himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't know.
But
what it
Hogan
is.
just can't stop himself. He's got to tell a lie.
Does he have CTE? Is he going through some of the head trauma and stuff now?
Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
He's had 14 back surgeries
It's true.
Yeah, and like
in 14 months.
in
or
13
some shit.
days or something.
Yeah, one a day.
What's up?
I don't know. All I know is I was like, that sounded like a lot.
What's up, Linz? She's watching on Facebook. We're gonna be back on YouTube tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, things will be back to normal. maybe.
Well, we won't be doing a show tomorrow, but tomorrow we'll be allowed.
We're outlaws, and so we were banned from YouTube for 7 whole days.
I almost posted. I did actually, and I didn't think about it. I was on the wrong account on YouTube, and I tried to post something, a little video, and I posted it to the Radio Underground YouTube, and it did not work.
No,
it was something stupid. It was just because I didn't cut my grass for 2 weeks and it's so long. But you can do green screen when you do the shorts.
Yeah,
I had like a green screen of like this jungle setting, and when you go out to cut your grass for the first time in 2 weeks, and you have flashbacks to Nam, and it wouldn't take it anyway. So I even found some jungle music and everything. It was pretty cool.
That stinks.
Yeah, it would probably have been our biggest hit, but
yeah, sometimes our best ideas don't make the cut. Don't make it out there. But
so I think it was them trying to censure me for making fun of Vietnam vets. That's what it was.
Yeah. Did anyone die this week? Trying to think.
No,
I didn't look at any dethrones here.
I mean, the one chip challenge.
Oh, Harwell.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Steve Harwell.
Steve Harwell.
That guy.
I'm like Harwell. Yeah.
Ernie Harwell.
Not Ernie. Steve Harwell. Yeah. From the band. Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth.
Hey, Marky. Thanks to our new listener, Marky. That's totally not E-Cook.
Not at all.
How's it going, Marky?
My friend Avery.
Well, we'll be
how
back.
You doing?
We'll be back on YouTube tomorrow,
Marky Mark.
But yeah,
that Steve Harwell thing. I mean, I'm not shocked because I know he'd been in rough shape for a few years.
Yeah,
addiction
alcohol,
and everything, and
yeah, like he the bottle, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's his thing.
he liked to party.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
for
party.
sure.
I know. None of us were really big Smash Mouth fans.
no.
That
Just
first,
that one song was
sorry.
huge.
Sorry that I'm sorry he lost his battle.
yeah,
You know,
You don't like
know,
to see that ever.
rest in peace. But I wasn't a fan of your music, but
we were either just finishing high school or just out of high school when the first album came out, Astro Lounge, and it was pretty. That was with Walking on the Sun, and
yeah,
it was pretty huge, and it was a little bit different.
Huge.
It was a little bit
It was
different than
different.
other stuff at that
Yeah.
point.
I actually don't dislike that song.
No,
Well, that one,
and then they did All Star, and it just blew up, and you fucking couldn't get away from All Star.
Yeah, and then they did a cover of "I'm a Believer," and then they did another cover of another song.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. They got out of hand.
And I was like, okay, I don't like him anymore.
All Star was just too huge,
No, that first song, it was a cool tune.
and then
I mean, obviously you see people who are like, oh, you should listen to this. Okay,
No.
yeah, the deep cuts. Yeah, great.
No.
Yeah. Maybe
I
there's
will
a
tell
song-
you,
maybe there's a song or two that I like.
I got a free copy of the first album, Astro Lounge, and it was a decent album and a lot of different songs and stuff. But I'm not. It's fucking Smash Mouth.
I was driving to my work truck, ugly crying to "I'm a Believer" all week.
I get it, man.
No, I know they had a couple songs that were, like I said, I'm not a huge fan.
No.
But they had a couple songs that were entertaining. Culturally, that song All Star, that all summer long, that song was going.
Yeah,
It was like that song. It was like you either anytime you walked into a bar, it was that song or that Len song.
Yeah.
Steal My Sunshine.
Yeah, it was one of those two. Every fucking where I went
Everywhere
for
we
like 3
went.
years.
and like that All Star had a Gatorade commercial. It was in the movie Mystery Men. It was in another movie. It was all over the place for like a year straight. No matter what you did, you could not get away from that song.
Gary Wright died.
You're right,
Dreamweaver.
Dreamweaver.
Oh my fuck!
Because we used that for the.
Should we play Dreamweaver?
Oh,
No, never mind.
well, we did a Dreamweaver meme based on the lizard girl, the plain lizard girl.
Oh, that's true.
The hot chick, Tiffany Gomez. So
I was trying to find some of Steve Harwell's solo songs, and I can't find any.
What?
He put out a solo album a while ago.
he was
It
on.
sucked.
He was on
Then
Surreal
don't find
Life.
it. Then don't
He was on a
find
Surreal Life. He was.
He always he didn't get along with Tawny Katane because no one else did.
Yeah. Well, because she's psycho and tried to kill Chuck Finley.
Yeah.
Yeah. She.
That poor lady.
But I
He
forgot about
clearly had
Gary
a lot
Wright.
of-
In fact, that's because I think I told you guys about Gary Wright during the week, and then I forgot about it.
Yeah, you may. I saw it.
Oh.
But then.
Oh, you
yeah,
saw it, and then you didn't. Yeah.
I didn't respond, but I did see it.
Yeah.
It was during the night when I saw it. Actually, I was like up late, and I'm like, and I saw it like I was not Loudwire. There's another music one I get,
Yeah.
and it popped up there.
You're like USA's Up All Night.
No, I don't normally wake up during the night, but
Never should say it that way.
Yeah. I can't even do that noise you just did.
I can't do it again. I tell you that.
It hurt trying
Yeah.
to. Is that Lindsay's full name that she just puts on the screen there so everybody knows who she is?
that's not her.
That's her middle name, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, no one's seeing it other than people.
No, I know. I
that
mean,
strap in.
but trust me, there's you have nothing to worry about.
Like Al was talking. Someone took the time to tattle on us and ruin our show that we do for 8 fucking people.
Yeah.
It's like you can't. We can't bring joy to 8 people. Seriously.
8 people who are like friends of ours.
Yeah.
You know, so we all just like kind of
There is no outside.
right.
Like E-Cook is in. I can't remember where he's at.
I knew Eric though.
But
I knew him from online though.
But that's what I'm saying.
MMA forum.
He's still a friend, but like everybody else lives within like what, a 20-mile radius of us,
Yeah.
and then he lives out of state.
Joseph. That's it.
Joseph.
Oh yeah, but
Who I'm convinced is one of my neighbors.
oh,
trolling
he's
me.
I guess Phil counts.
He's our international correspondent.
Yeah,
That's
So-
all.
yeah.
Now,
But it's-
I mean, well, you know, that's how big we are. We have an international correspondent.
He's from the British Bureau.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
So the only evidence that people listen abroad are the podcast statistics. There's people that listen abroad, more of them, but it's not in the millions. I'll tell you that.
Right.
no,
Live stream, we get 8 people because
we just went
ugly
down to
and
one
we're
view,
old.
so we're doing really well.
We're killing it.
Yeah,
Told you, man.
whatever. Podbean though, we're doing something.
Yeah, there's oatmeal. This guy.
Oh, that's me.
Known that guy for a while.
That's me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not working again on Podbean.
No, we got sound. I can tell this.
Oh,
thing's
because
moving.
of the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We won.
Who won what?
Michigan.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't see the game.
Oh yeah, they won.
Yeah, I didn't bother watching them play UNLV.
I
Kind of figured that was a shoe-in, maybe.
kind of forgot.
I didn't. Well, because it wasn't on regular TV. I mean, I couldn't find it on TV. Like when I looked at the word "watch," it said Fubo. It didn't even say what network or anything.
I didn't foresee an appellation stating.
No, in fact, we gave up a touchdown.
Did
at
you check? Because I have Big Ten Network.
I don't have Big Ten.
It was on Big Ten.
I probably could have used your login to watch it, but
It was probably Big Ten.
first and middle name. No, I'm only asking because that's my sister-in-law's first name is your middle name. It's spelled the same
Yeah.
way and everything. So
Yeah.
there you go. But yeah, but they gave up that late touchdown. And when they put in, who's the backup quarterback? Davis Warren or Warren Davis or whatever it is. Our backup quarterback. He threw an interception.
The guy with 2 first names.
Yeah. And you see him and he looks like he's a trust fund kid. Just he's got like a square jaw and shit. Oh,
I like to hunt poor people for sports.
he threw an interception. I think he was 0 for 3. One of them was an interception. So that was it. McCarthy looked good, although he got his knee banged up. Corum only had like 80 yards, but he had 3 touchdowns.
We have other quarterbacks on the roster, right?
Surviving the game.
I
That
think
guy and
we-
his family do that for real.
Surviving the Game is a good movie, man.
I mean, other than Trust Fund guy, we have other.
Yeah. Oh, we got honestly, literally, I think we have 7 quarterbacks.
Oh, okay.
Last year, one game we were 9 deep at quarterback.
It is a beautiful name, Lindsay. I like it.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
It's very feminine. There's no doubting that you're all a woman with a name like that.
It's not
Yes.
like the Little Mermaid. It's more pronounced. You know, it's got that extra at the end.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, they look good though. Well, somebody was like, "Oh, they're not even doing that while rushing." It's like they're not really trying to rush. You know,
No.
they end up averaging 5 yards a carry. You're like, "Oh no, that's pretty good." They didn't try. Whatever.
Yeah. There's always going to be doubters, haters, deniers.
We got tough Bowling Green next week
Yeah.
before we start Big Ten play.
Are they going to play
Well,
at Bowling Green?
That's
That'd be
why I
funny.
haven't watched the game yet because I'm protesting the
The Jim Harbaugh self-imposed
the
suspension.
self-imposed suspension of Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
They forced his hand though.
They do it at the beginning against all cream puffs.
That's why. You know what though?
I am not watching those games in protest of this
I agree. I
until
also,
my Harbaugh gets back.
I won't watch because Not because of that, just because these games don't matter.
Yeah, so next week's Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
Yeah, see, like the weather's good. Like I didn't feel really that.
When's
good,
their first
so
real game?
I kind of just lounged around today, so I didn't really feel very well.
I don't even know who their first Big Ten opponent is, honestly.
I don't. I'll probably watch next week if it's
They got
But
Bowling
if it's
Green next
nice out, I got stuff to do.
Not the week after because they play Rutgers.
Yeah.
And not the week after that because they play Nebraska. October 7th against Minnesota.
Okay, that's a real game.
That's a real game.
The Brown Jug.
So you don't think Nebraska's going to be really anything yet?
I mean, they got smoked by Colorado today.
Yeah,
Prime time.
Prime time.
really.
Which some people had a good point. They're like, oh, look what they're shocked at what Dion and
I'm not shocked
Colorado's
at all.
doing. Like, why? They have
I'm
two
not
guys on their
shocked at
team.
all.
Two guys on their team. His son, Shadur Sanders, and I can't think of the other guy's name, who were like top 50 prospects coming out of high school. Not top 50 at their position. Top 100
In general.
overall.
Yeah,
His son was like number 70. This other guy was the same way, like in the 80s. His son had offers from Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Michigan, and a bunch of other places. They got talent.
oh yeah,
Dude, if I had a kid, I'd love for him to play for Coach Prime.
Yeah. But
absolutely.
Ryan.
so people were saying, like, oh, we're shocked at what he's doing. Why?
No, I'm not shocked at all.
All he did was
Not
take what he
at
was doing
all.
at a HBCU, a historically black college or university at Jackson State, and he took it to a bigger school with more money, more recruiting. What would you expect to happen?
Yeah.
I always wondered
Now he's
why
got white kickers and everything.
I always
Yeah.
wondered why he didn't go into coaching sooner.
Yeah.
really.
I don't necessarily like him all the time, but I'm not surprised.
Dion's someone who, when he was a player, I hated him.
Yeah.
I thought he was a showboat ass because I was like,
Yeah.
everybody's got to be like Barry. Barry's like quiet.
Yes.
And, like,
But I actually liked him.
Dion's actually a decent, nice guy. He's just eccentric.
It
That's
was
all.
until this year, and he did say some. Just he talks too much. Still,
Yeah,
needs to shut up sometimes.
yeah.
But other than that, I don't hate him anymore.
No,
He's done a good job.
I never
He's a
really
good
hated
coach.
him. But yeah, he's a good coach. Yeah, I like him.
He knows what he's
you know,
doing. He picks top. He's got great personnel with him. He's got a really good staff.
Yep.
Which is important because he's a young coach. He's not a young guy, but he knows he's a young coach.
Right.
He's got a good team with him, personnel wise, coaches like Dan Campbell does.
Yeah.
But same thing.
Power of caffeine.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised. But yeah, Nebraska. I don't even think
they got
Dan
smoked,
Campbell's like neck veins are fucking epic. Look what he's yelling.
He looks like he could still play.
Got
Yeah.
garden hose.
Yeah, he does.
He's still got the fucking garden hose bicep veins.
yeah.
36-14.
Jacked.
So,
How old
yeah,
is Campbell?
48,
48.
Okay, yeah,
47.
He still looks like he looks like
I think he's 3 years younger than me.
he's massive. He's fucking massive.
Yeah, I think he's like 3 years
He
younger.
is
than me.
47. Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't say what month. What
Put you in the
birthday
best
is.
position possible.
You think about Mike. Think about this. Dan Campbell is only 2 years older than you.
Wow.
Think about it. But he looks. I mean, face wise, he looks like he's been around. He
Yeah.
looks like he's older. But then you see how big he is, and
Yeah, he's just fucking a mammoth.
they showed him next to Jason. It was Jason Garrett that talked to him the other day, wasn't it? Jason Garrett's not a small guy.
No,
He's a
But
quarterback, but it's like it's not even
he could
close.
smother him though, dude. It was not even like if you're. Yeah, it's like he could have just engulfed
Yeah,
him.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, Garrett was never not a huge guy. He's tall, but he's not huge.
yeah, yeah.
I forgot they were
Campbell's an immense presence.
Well,
Yeah,
also
period.
when you're a tight end, it's basically someone that it's like, well, I can eat a little more and be a lineman, or stay a little thinner so I can catch.
Yeah,
So it basically they're the size of linemen. They just don't do all the big eating.
no,
They're just like, all right, I'm not gonna go into a 20,000 calorie surplus. No, you know,
right.
but I'll just be 6'5", 250. For them, that's lean.
he's got to be the most physically imposing coach, right?
He has
I
to
can't
be.
think of anybody else.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'm trying to think of guys. Ron Rivera in his day, maybe, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
He's not like he used to be.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Del Rio's old and is even still around,
Yeah,
yeah, he's
He's older now.
He's with Ron Rivera in Washington.
but he ain't 6'5". He's like 6'2".
yeah. Oh, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not Campbell size. No,
No. Holmgren was scary when he was young with that mustache, and he was an offensive.
he was a heavy
lineman.
guy. Yeah,
But
he didn't have the shoulder width and everything like Campbell's
No.
got. I can't think of any other
now
physical.
Campbell looks like he'd be part of the Wyatt
Robert
family.
Saleh.
Oh yeah, those two together would take on the rest of the coaches in the league.
Salah's a little leaner.
Right, yeah,
but big. But
Salah's a local guy, right?
yeah, Dearborn.
Dearborn, yeah. He's the coach of the Jets.
Yep.
So he's in shape also. But him and Campbell would run the table as a tag team.
They beat the fuck everybody.
Everybody.
I don't know.
They
Is
could be bludgeoned.
Mike Vrabel in pretty good shape?
He's still in good shape,
But he's not a real tall guy.
not a big guy.
No.
No. He's strong, but
D'Amico.
oh yeah, D'Amico Ryans.
He's not real tall.
No, but he's still a tough guy.
Yeah.
There's
but
guys.
he's not like. I mean, Dan Campbell's like. D'Amico's probably in really good
According
shape.
to Garrett, he's still 6'5", 270.
Are we
That's what he
turning into
said.
the sports fans from fucking? Yeah, Didkiver's got
I'm just
Campbell versus Brock Lesnar.
when they do the inaugural NFL head coach tag team tournament.
Yeah,
It's going to happen.
Here we go.
It's going to happen. It's on live Paramount Plus, and they're going to fight everybody, and those two will win.
Campbell and
Salah.
Salah versus Baphomet and Satan.
I'm going to have to go with Campbell and Salah on that one.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they exist. No,
Yeah.
'cause they-
It's man, that was a fucking good game. That fucking
yeah. Hutchinson totally horrifying that offensive lineman was cracking me up.
that-
That guy was so paranoid.
that was the thing that we talked about.
It's like he ate a bunch of edibles, and when he's playing it,
Earlier.
it's like,
We talked about it earlier, but we also talked about work, and most of the guys didn't stay up. They watched like part of the
I
game.
gotta
and
pee already. Sorry, guys.
they were like, we went to bed at the half. I'm like, well, you missed out. But they're like, but they couldn't figure out why nobody was calling Jawan Taylor for offsides. Dude was fucking offsides.
Oh,
Literally the whole game. And they called him one time, and it happened to be the one time when it mattered where they pushed him back another 5 yards and made it 4 and 25, which is
Right,
perfect.
right. Yeah.
Perfect. I love that. But like you said, Collinsworth with his comment, he's like, Jawan Taylor lined up as a slot receiver position. That was my favorite line of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. But
Yeah, you're right. He's not usually one that, that like takes.
he doesn't usually side with the Lions.
Yeah. He's not usually.
I think it's because it's so blatant. It wasn't even people like you would. I mean, we all noticed it, and it sounded like when we say it, it sounds like we're being homers.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look what they're doing to the Lions, they're ripping them off. But like, it wasn't just us being homers. It was Chris Collinsworth who was there announcing the game. Mike
They talked
Tirico,
about it on NFL Live too.
J.J. Watt talked about it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
It was not even the guy that they called. I don't even Terry McCauley, the rules guy that they call, and when they do replays live, for NBC, he said it.
Yeah,
he's like, it looks to me like he's like, even if he was stretching, his helmet still should be parallel with the center's belt. He wasn't even close to it.
Yeah,
it was bad. It was all around. There was, now I'm going to start talking about the homer stuff. They were holding us. They were doing this, but they literally were. It wasn't just us seeing it.
It's a giant conspiracy, as it always is.
So many people, not even people that have any affiliation with Detroit sports, random NFL fans were talking about it after the game. How bad the holds, the offsides, everything was in favor of. There's a fucking bug in my face.
Yeah, they're playing a Detroit team at home, and it was the defending champs.
And
they had every advantage they could possibly have.
The commissioner was there with his squad, drinking his beer, talking to Aeneas Williams and some other guys.
What's funny is like
the Lions didn't win. Casey lost. All the blue and gray fanboying is killing me.
Oh my gosh!
Come on, give me a break. Give me a break.
Okay. Is Jason a friend of somebody's?
That's Lindsay's husband.
Okay. Okay.
Well, if you lost, they
a
lost.
win's a win, man. A win's a win.
Here,
they lost at home with every conceivable advantage.
They didn't have their top receiver and they didn't have their best defensive player. Cool,
right? But nobody wins in Arrowhead, really.
But no one wins in Arrowhead.
We do,
like ever, really.
The nonstop
blue pride,
offsides, nonstop holding
worldwide.
They literally grabbed Charles Harris by the helmet, by the face mask, and spun him around in front of the ref, and it did not get called.
My favorite was they showed it right afterward in replay, and I'm like,
and Harris looked at the ref and was like, "What the?"
Nothing. I mean,
and people, Casey, all the receivers had their drop passes, they had their chances, everything. Besides the branch interception, we should have had 3 other interceptions. We should have intercepted that man 4 times, and they literally C.J. Gardner-Johnson dropped the ball twice on interceptions. So
yeah, we didn't play great, but
didn't play great.
we played enough to win. That's what the game's about.
yeah,
These are all professional players. They all make lots.
You got to
of money.
win ugly. You win ugly.
You win ugly. You win good.
So
pretty. A win's a win.
the people that are making excuses for KC don't, because
Well, they
the
will.
same things that hindered them are the same things that hindered us.
My thing is defending champs in their house.
yeah,
So what's going to happen when we get a hold of these cream puffs here? They're going to get shredded to bits. You watch.
it's gonna happen.
Shredded to bits.
But we got Seattle next.
That's a revenge game
Yeah,
in my mind,
yeah.
because they remember how what the game ended up being 48-45 or something last year, some high, but they were ahead of us. They killed us in the first half.
Yep. And then we just
But-
launched on them.
By the way, I'm totally coping because I'm totally prepared for a letdown because of the Lions.
Jason said something else.
All right, let's see what he's saying. All this bullshit.
Holding insecurely call.
Back in Branch Jose.
Very glad.
Yeah,
It's true.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, you can do helmet slaps
Well, it's
too.
true.
Deacon
It's true.
Jones, the helmet slap.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, head slaps were yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be holds in a game, and they're not all going to get called. But
Yeah,
when they're like,
There was plenty of them on both sides that you could let go.
I'm cool. I'm cool if you let them both play. You
Yeah.
let them both do it, then fine.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it was
But when you're getting called and they're not getting called
Yeah.
on anything, it's
Yeah. Let them both play. That's cool with me.
and then
I'm gonna go prison rules.
The Sewell, the offsetting penalties. Him and Dana, I think it was, when they
Yeah.
got into it a little bit,
Yeah.
and he pulled Sewell down, and Sewell got up and got in his face, and they called him for a penalty.
yeah, that was
I was like, "What? Where's the penalty at? What do you do? How are they offsetting penalties? That guy basically took him out at the knees and then pulled him down. I don't know. Anyways, we won. That's all that matters.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
Seattle though, coming up, they beat us, and then also they got that phantom call at the end of last season, which kept us out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Again, when they were playing the Rams.
Fuck
Yep.
them.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to it. And we got 10 days to get healthy and game plan.
Yeah.
It's great.
You know how much caffeine Coach Campbell's going to consume between now and then? A lot.
6, maybe 7 gallons.
Yeah, barrels.
Maybe
Barrels.
8 gallons for sure.
They have a keg party, but it's fucking
Yeah.
double shots of espresso.
Yeah.
Coach Campbell.
Do you think he has those? Is it Stock or Stoke with the black coffee shots? Does he put them in those?
Maybe.
That's
Yeah,
why I
I
got
think
my
that's
iced
what it-
coffee.
I wonder how much that dude fucking deadlifts.
I don't
It's
know.
got to be astronomical.
Did he do the up downs with them at training camp this year? Like he always.
I didn't see him that day, did you?
I don't know if he does it every day or if he just
No.
does it to start camp and that's it.
I don't know.
They do like what up downs are, Mike, right?
Oh, yeah.
50 of them.
Up, down, up.
Yeah, he did do it the first 2 years,
He
right?
barely made it through it last year.
I remember our old gym teacher, Dalrymple.
Yeah.
That dude, he was actually from Arkansas. That I found
Right.
that out later, but he kind of got rid of his accent. But when he would yell at us, he had it still. He'd go up, down. Then we do push up. He'd go up. Then we'd be holding for like 30 seconds. Down, up. And he like wouldn't give us any pause. He'd be like,
Nice.
Get right in your. Why are you trembling? Right in your ear.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I still like that guy because he was fucking.
Oh, he's a trip.
He was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need coaches like that,
Yeah.
And I know.
Did he teach CPR when you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, he taught it when I was
He saved 2 or 3 people.
there. Yeah.
Like Mr. Bleasdale had a heart attack.
Oh yeah.
He told that story. He goes, Mr. Bleasdale, you guys know him? I gave him CPR. We shared lunch. He puked it in my mouth. Like he told us.
That's gross.
He saved the guy, and then the guy puked up. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
Shared lunch.
So we
that's
shared lunch.
Horrible.
That was Then he like the dudes that smoke dope. Guy we know, I won't say his last name, but Rob.
Oh.
He saw Rob partaking,
Yeah.
and he goes, I figure you could float up to the ceiling, Mr. I won't say his name,
Mr. Rob.
Rob. And he's like, and we're all dying laughing.
That's funny.
He's
Yeah, he was a trip.
yeah, he was a cool guy though. He passed away unfortunately.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
I was wondering.
Yeah, well he played for Michigan State.
Yeah.
And he was and he would always try to get us to go to the weight room But I was like 15, so I didn't start lifting weights till I was 17. But he's like, you need to go to the weight room. He goes, when I went out for Michigan State, I bench pressed more than anybody on the team, 500 pounds. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Well, that won't be me.
No, no thanks.
But he was like 350.
Oh yeah,
And he is like, he could bear, like his hips were bad, and he kind of waddled around. But I saw that dude get under 4 plates.
oh yeah.
Even when he was
I
an old man and like out of shape, he snapped 4 plates like 3 times, 405.
Wow.
I was like, dude, fuck that. Yeah, he was a badass dude, man.
Yeah.
Big old hillbilly. Couldn't fuck with him.
Damn.
Yeah, supposedly he got his hips fixed and everything and lost weight, but I don't know, maybe the years of being massive just
Well,
He didn't. He
How
didn't
long
do,
ago- went
was
out.
it recent that he passed?
Oh yeah, no, it was like had to be at least 15 years ago.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's Molly.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure exactly when. I knew it was a while ago though.
Now his son wasn't big like him. His son was like a normal height guy, but he was huge. He played running back for the rival school, East
yeah.
Point, and he was badass. He ran me right over. he was a hoss, but anyway, yeah. But Coach Campbell scared of him.
I am too, but he's done a good job.
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
He I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl this year,
No, they're not going to win.
but
I want a super. I want a playoff run. I want a playoff run.
honestly, if they made the win the division,
Listen, every year I say the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl.
place. Well, Craig's been saying that Lions Brown Super Bowl thing for what
Yeah.
seems like 12 years.
Forever.
Black coffee matters absolutely.
Yeah, Craig has been calling Lions Browns Super Bowl for at least 12 years now. I don't know if he's been right,
sure.
but we'll see. I don't know how good. I don't know how good Cleveland's
It's
going to be.
No, I don't know about that. This year?
Nah, I don't know.
I mean, it'd be cool if it was. That'd be cool, you know.
They
Like,
both made runs. The battle.
no, I mean, think like 57
battle
all
of
over
Lake
again.
Erie.
Yeah, they have the battle for Toledo again. They need to have it in whatever Toledo in a stadium.
Whoever
there
wins
somewhere.
it gets Toledo.
Whoever wins the Super Bowl,
We get
Whoever wins
Toledo.
it, it's either it's down to it's Michigan, Ohio,
Have it at the-
Detroit.
Have it at the whatever the fifth wherever the Mud Hens play.
oh, fifth, third.
Have it there.
Yeah.
Have the game there so everybody can travel there easily.
Oh, Jason said something about the Vikings.
Yeah, might as well just get off
Yeah.
Podbean.
Okay.
Vikings take it. Oh, no.
Sure. I don't know if
No.
you realize this, but you have Kirk Cousins, who doesn't know how to finish.
Yeah.
So good luck.
He can't seal the deal.
He'll make it to the playoffs, but he's not going to be great in the playoffs.
He can't seal the deal.
They were the best team in the league last year. What were they? 12-5, 13-4 or something.
Something like that.
They won a division.
Mm-hmm.
They lucked out. No team lucked
Oh,
out.
remember how many times? Yeah.
No team lucked out more than the Vikings did last year.
That
Every single
Buffalo
time.
game.
Yeah,
Wasn't it? It was Minnesota Buffalo, right?
yeah. It was so bad, so bad.
That was like the worst one. But they had how many? I mean, tons of them.
Tons of them. They beat us earlier in the season because I can't think of what the fucking guy's name was. The defensive back, foreign name guy. He had like five holding penalties in like 2.5 quarters, and he should have been called for 7.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We were up that game and we couldn't finish out. That was early in the season, the game
Yeah.
3 or 4,
Yeah, right.
and it was literally they only won because he accounted for so many yards and penalties. Like literally, he accounted for 76 yards of penalties or something like that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
He was holding Adam Thielen. He was holding whoever he was on was being held no matter what.
Every single play.
It wasn't Aquara, was it?
Was it No.
No. Who's the other guy with the really
You're talking about the corner, right?
a one real
Yeah. Aurier or something like that.
him. He's not with us anymore.
No.
It was him.
Yeah. Aurier.
Yes.
Aurier, yeah.
I mean I could look it up, and I know it was all his fault.
I think it was that dude.
Is guinea pig racing? Okay. The only sport I'm interested in is guinea pig racing.
Did you get your guinea pigs?
Are they like breeding them for racing?
Yeah, they're having guinea. Now they're doing guinea pig wars.
Oh,
You know, they're gonna fight each other
That sounds
MMA
interesting.
style.
You'll never beat Richard Gere.
Nice.
that's gerbils.
Oh, sorry. Got the wrong rodent.
Guinea pig would be quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Quite the
They're bigger,
accomplishment. Yeah.
They don't burrow as deep or burrow deeper. What about a marmot?
So I was at Walgreens today or yesterday, and I couldn't find any one chip challenge things on the shelf. I don't know. They don't sell them in stores anyways, do they?
No, well, they some retailers do, but they definitely shut it down. Now I got some details I heard about this.
Yeah, okay.
Now I didn't read it. I went to a source of a guy that is well known in the chili eating community, Johnny Scoville.
Oh yeah,
Probably the highest heat tolerance of anybody.
yeah. We watched some of his videos.
Well, the queen of chilies is in England. She's never been beaten, but Johnny has tied her twice, I believe.
Okay.
So she never lost, though. She did beat Johnny once, so she's technically better because she beat him once, and they tied the other 2 times.
Do it for Johnny.
Yeah, but he can eat incredible amounts of hot stuff. Anyway, he was talking about the one chip challenge that killed the kid in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
What seems to have happened, and again, he goes, Pocky knee-jerk reaction, of course, they're going because they're owned by Hershey.
Oh.
Hershey. So the one chip challenge is a very cunt hair sliver of their income. So
yeah.
they're just like, okay, we're taking it off the shelf.
Yep.
Right.
But what appears to have happened is the kid didn't die from the chip itself. What he did was it was burning so much that he overdrank water. And if you drink too much, remember the chick that drank the
Yeah.
too much water to get a wee, and it ended up with a. They had a contest who can drink the most water without peeing. Wee like peeing gets the Nintendo Wii, and they basically if you take in and you throw your electrolytes off either from having too much or too little, you can die one way from dehydration or you can drown yourself.
Right.
And it appears, and again I'm not certain, but it appears he just overdid the water because of the pain. So it took him out because no one's ever died from actually eating hot. You're not supposed to die from too hot of food. What it is, it just hurts really fucking bad.
Right.
Lindsay made a comment there.
Oh, she liked the cunt hair.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is not a show for children.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But also, we just kind of talk like who we are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just it's locker room talk. It's It's not intentional. We're not trying to be edgy boys.
Yeah.
It's just locker room talk. You say things here and there.
So, yeah, I guess that's a knee-jerk reaction, but
They're gonna. Well, they don't need it. They don't need the issue. They don't need the trouble. They're
the
just
thing is that sucks is that we never did it like we're going to. We just made excuses.
Yeah. The thing was, Phil wanted me to jump right up to the death nut.
Oh yeah,
and the death nut that's Johnny Scoville's concoction. I'm like, I ain't doing that because the one chip is probably like not even half as bad as that.
That's the death nut.
And that's one I wanted to do the one chip before I did anything else.
They'll bring it back out, but I bet you they tone it down.
Yeah, but
they'll nerf it.
You had a few guys get sick from overhydration. Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah,
you basically drown yourself. You're just your cells are just throw your electrolytes off, and fuck that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't appear that the chip, but the thing is, the chip is still like the cause. It's not. He wouldn't have drank him. He wouldn't have overwatered himself without the chip. So technically, in Johnny Scoville's opinion, they're just gonna privately. They ain't gonna go to court. They're gonna cut the family a check.
Yeah.
It's gonna go away for a while, and
they'll
like Brian said, they'll come up with some sort of concoction later. Maybe.
Don't they have a disclaimer on it?
Well, they're covered. They can't really be sued.
Right.
But what they're going to do, probably in good faith, just like, hey, here you go.
Yeah. There'll be no criminal charges.
Yeah,
It'll be civil
like here's money for your son, kind of thing. But the thing, for one thing, you're not supposed to do it if you're under 18.
Yeah.
Kid was 14.
Oh, see.
So you got to be grown, and it's several warnings, any underlying health conditions, like even people like say I did it. If I dropped dead, they'd be like, well, the fucking guy's on.
So whoever sold that chip to the 14-year-old could be in trouble.
He probably got it online.
Yeah. Oh, you can just you
Yeah.
can just buy them.
The thing is, that's the other thing. they yanked them from all the shelves, but the reality is you just get them from online. But someone will probably create something similar, but it'll be made in Bangladesh. It'd be even more. It'd have like fucking mushrooms on it. It's like,
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you can.
but I definitely didn't want to do the death nut. Like,
Oh fuck no!
like Phil, the death nut challenge isn't one nut. It's like a series of like 8 nuts, and it get progressively worse.
That's a lot of nuts.
Yeah, so I would.
Are there any D's nuts?
Yeah, these nuts. Yeah. So like
Yeah,
I don't know.
You can get the death nuts on sale
Is it really?
on Amazon. It's like $5 off.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. That would put me in the hospital. I would make sure to not overhydrate, but nah.
This old guy doesn't with his beard and stuff. I can't tell. His name's John.
Yeah, that's
Just kidding.
totally not Johnny Scoville.
I'm trying to read them. So the first one's mild, and then medium, and then getting there, and then oh hell yes hot, and then regretfully hot is the fifth.
Regretfully
Fucking
hot.
mosquitoes eating the shit out of me.
Yeah. The thing is, I leave my side door open so my cats can come and
That's
muck about.
It's
And-
only attacking me though.
and bugs get in here. I had a bee in here and I couldn't kill him. I chased him for like 3 days with a fly swatter.
Yeah.
With my bad eye, I just couldn't get him. I was just fucking chasing him around. I was like falling. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy.
Yeah. That guy's talking to himself again.
Yeah, that fucking dude's nuts, man.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, so well, speaking of locker room talk,
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about guys. Do you know what slut face is, right?
No.
It's not necessarily the hottest girl, and it doesn't necessarily even mean she's a slut. They just have slut face.
Yeah, yeah.
So before I wrote this though, because I got into a thing like I remember this. She was my favorite porn star back when I used to watch it all the time. Was Shyla Stiles. Okay, she had,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because she had that lopsided mouth.
Yep.
You know, when they have a lopsided lips, it's kind of hot. You know,
I know what you're talking about.
and she has real good slut face.
Okay, yes.
But I feel bad talking about her because she's no longer with us.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Probably had a drug habit and
I didn't know that.
yeah, but she passed away. But so instead of talking about her, it's, unfortunate situation, talk about other women that had a slut face. And the one I thought of the mainstream, even though she's not a slut, but she has a good slut face,
Yeah.
is Trish Stratus.
She does have slut
That
face.
lips,
Yep.
and Jamie Presley's another
Yep.
slut face.
Not that they are.
Do you
sluts.
have slut face favorites, Al? Any of any kind? Could be someone in your life. You can call them out right now.
No.
Say someone.
I don't know.
Do you have a slut face favorite? Anybody out there? Who's your favorite slut face?
I can't think of any.
You can't?
No, they're all sluts. No.
Any woman ever.
They're all whore.
all of them.
Yeah.
I remember that one
They're
slut
all-
that
all
cheated
their-
on me.
Every one of them has a face just for me to jizz on.
But they like is my face? Someone, hey, how's it going, Tech Radio? You got good slut face? That's great. I don't.
I don't. I feel like, yeah, I don't have a slut face. You can't see my face.
I got big lips, but I don't really have slut face. Because to me, it's kind of a lopsided.
Got nice
Look.
full lips.
I got nice full dick sucking lips.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody out there, slut face? Anyone? Okay, it's only me.
No, I'm sure there's people. You put me on the spot. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
I can't-
Mexican slut face. Okay. There you go. That adds an extra layer to it.
Yeah.
Thank you. We like Mexican slut face.
Oh, all right. I'm just gonna type in slut face and see what comes up, and maybe they'll give me some inspiration.
Well, I remember when you used to tell me when we were younger, you watched the Boogie Nights, and you said at the scene where what's her name, the blonde girl,
Roller girl.
Roller Girl was
Heather Graham.
looking. She has the raccoon match.
Yeah.
And you're like, she looked like such a slut. It was great. So Heather Graham, had
That was
good
a great
face.
slut face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's when the guy gets beat up.
Yeah.
For
Oh, yeah.
aren't you going to at least jerk me off?
She went to school with them.
Yeah, that guy.
Urban Dictionary describes slutface as the face of someone who, when you look at them, you just feel like there should be a cock in their mouth, like a slut. So I guess that makes sense. It didn't give me any inspiration.
What about anybody out there Anybody watching on YouTube? Well, we're not on YouTube right now. We're banned from YouTube. Why? I don't know. No, but I guess it's just funny that people are all like our friends are watching on Facebook. It's weird. George Clooney has slut face. Yeah, see him with a load on his face.
Ew. That was gross. I can't think of anybody. I'm like
Justin Trudeau. He's got slut face. I'd say he's got it.
does
Leader, Prime Minister of Canada. He looks like a slut.
man, I don't know. Oh yeah.
So they don't have images.
I guess we
of
talked
slut.
about before. No, they don't have any image. Well, you can type in slut face and look at images, but
Slut face.
it if you want to.
Well, I say Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus.
Shyla Styles.
You said Jamie Presley, which led me to Margot Robbie.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Not all the time, but sometimes she has that slut face going on.
okay, for sure.
Like when they talked about tongue punching her fart box, and she said gross, but she
But
didn't look like she
that
thought it was
face,
gross.
that face had interest.
Yeah, she's like, "What is this? I'm from Australia. We don't do that stuff."
Yeah.
So she said with her eyes,
We have shrimp on the Barbie.
"Slut face." I mean, yeah, there's some. I'm drawing a blank.
Kim Kardashian. No, that's slut. That's slut
just-
aura.
That's just
Well,
her-
I mean,
her
like you go
face.
back, Pam Anderson.
Yeah, there you go.
For sure.
Yeah,
I mean, go back to the 90s. There's tons of.
yeah.
Oh, the 90s. There's
Carmen Electra.
I mean,
Unlimited.
Yeah.
Carmen Electra had that
Dude,
slut face.
Yeah, there's definitely, definitely Carmen Electra.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. There's tons of them. These people. I mean, now it's so hard because it was different back in the day because you kind of had an idea that some of these ladies were a little freaky and they would do whatever, but you never saw them naked or anything. They would keep it clean. But now, the people, they're you could have somebody living 2 doors down from you that has an OnlyFans page now and stuff.
You're like, hey,
So there's no mystery anymor.
Kristen's on Fapello.
Yeah, which I just found out about yesterday.
What?
Yeah, I
Wait.
didn't know about this. This
Sorry, what is it?
You're like Jim Fapello?
Jim Fapello.
Is that Tim Capello?
Zahia Dinar. Brian, look up Zahia Dihar. Tick Radios. Set that up.
I saw this Fapello is good thing. I didn't know what that was.
Well, see, I didn't know anything about it, and again, we're not trying to edgelord. This is locker room talk, guys. That's all we're doing.
She's a
Kim
no, it's not.
Kardashian, yeah.
And we were there was this girl on Twitter giving some sort of Star Wars or Star Trek review, and her tits were out and just bouncing everywhere. And it's best on mute because her review was dumb.
Oh, okay.
And she just looked fantastic. Well, immediately Morgan said he sent me a picture of her spread eagle in her birthday suit. I'm like, where the hell did you find it? He goes, Fapello. And then
Craig.
your brother's like, yeah, Fapello's
I
great.
hope we didn't just out Craig and get
Oh, yeah?
him in trouble.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was going to say it too.
These
though.
guys are both married, by the way.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so it's just a site.
I just admitted I looked at it too.
Yeah, I mean, well, they were like, well, we're pigs, but I don't want to out other pigs.
Right.
But they were like, check out Fapello.
Yeah, she's got a bit of a slut face. That's Zahia Dihar.
Yeah.
She's I don't know what nationality she is. She's French, but she's definitely not just all French.
Not Middle Eastern, it seems.
Yeah,
It would seem.
But
Yeah. So anyway, we're on the
she's got
Fapello.
a bit of a slut
Basically,
face.
basically, there's
Sure.
pretty much most hot chicks ever are on there.
Nick Jonas's wife, Priyanka Chopra. I hope she has a slut face. I think she's good looking.
Yeah.
Now, isn't the other Jonas his chick leaving him?
Well, he divorced her.
Yeah, she's wanting to party and shit. And he's like, no, dude.
You know what?
I ain't about it.
There was that thing where they showed her partying and stuff, and then he filed for divorce. And the people made it look like he filed for divorce, and then she started partying. What they did was they took stuff from her partying for a rap party on a movie or show she just finished, and then they said she got divorced, and here's her partying. It's like, well, she partied like 3 or 4 days ago, and then he filed for divorce. So it's not the other way around.
Okay.
They made it look like she was all like, whatever, I'm just going to party.
Yeah, I'm going to cope with this by partying.
No, it was days apart. It was party first, then divorce. But either way, yeah, it didn't seem like
What is this?
the other Jonas, the middle one, Joe. Him and the Game of Thrones chick. They were married for like 4 years. They're getting divorced.
Well, I know the Jonas Brothers, they're not going to party very hard. They're pretty religious, right?
Are we?
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
a whole lot
they
of
do some
partying
more
going
now.
on.
Let's just talk about the Jonas Brothers.
I'm like, are we fucking talking about?
Well, because we're talking about slut-faced wives. They both have slut-faced
Okay.
wives.
Okay.
Deuce Bigelow, there you go.
Deuce Bigelow.
Male
is-
Gigolo, that's a great movie.
Speaking of that,
Did you say
Deuce Bigelow. That's what.
because not him, but who was the guy who he was house sitting for in Deuce Bigelow? I can't think of the character's
Antoine.
name. Antoine. He's coming to town for Motor City Comic Con.
Is he really?
Oded Fair is going to be here. From The Mummy also.
Yeah, that's what he's most known for, actually.
Not in my book. Deuce Bigelow. Mummy movies. What are those?
Yeah.
But yeah, if we're going to get back to the slut face real quick, Oded Fair has a bit of a slut face. As a male slut. I don't think he has a slut face.
I think Selma Hayek is just so hot. That's just,
She's so hot.
Yeah, I don't know if she's got. Slut
I don't know what to
face.
do about Salma Hayek. It's like she
Like,
just
I feel like I would. Like,
I'll give you guys.
I feel like I'd want to marry her as well.
I'll give you guys a classic slut face, and it's because of this. I always told you about my thing.
yeah.
I always like a gap tooth.
Yeah.
Lauren Dunn, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
That's a classic slut face.
Yeah.
Classic.
There's some good slut faces around
Yeah, they're all over the place. If you see
all
'em.
over the place. I just am blanking completely right
When
now.
they do, it's kind of like when they're getting railed from behind. They're kind of doing the Elvis, that kind of thing.
or they're being fish hooked.
Oh.
It's terrible. Oh,
Marilyn Monroe had a slut face.
she did.
She did,
Sure.
for sure.
She did.
That's a classic. My name is Jonas. Hey, what's up, Jay?
She was,
I'm like,
I'm glad to see you're still alive, Jay.
yeah.
You got to come over once a year
Yep.
or something.
Your time has come.
Yeah. Come over sometime, Jay.
He's probably watching wrestling.
Yeah.
I think Collision's on or something.
Probably anything's better than being here
Um,
on my stupid ass show. I don't blame you.
Dick Radio's just like flying with the fucking.
hey
slut
Jay,
faces.
we need your help. You're good at this kind of stuff.
slut faces.
We need examples of slut faces.
Yeah. Jay, what kind of sluts are you thinking about here?
Yeah, just some.
Who's
slut,
got a good slut face that you
some
know?
good slut faces?
Not that you know, but that you
Could be guy. Could be girl. Could be anybody.
Yeah, it could be anyone, Jay.
Anybody. I mean, he has type, so it can take a minute.
It's just weird seeing these people on fucking Facebook. But we'll be back on YouTube tomorrow.
We hope.
But we're not going to be on tomorrow. Next week,
No.
we'll be back.
Yeah.
YouTube, that's where most people watch us.
Yes.
I don't know why.
You'll.
I would say Tick's got the right idea at Podbean. You don't want to look at a bunch of middle-aged men on camera.
No.
Podbean's the best way to see us.
Yeah.
You don't see us.
because you
Yeah.
don't have to see us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we tried to do this without. Remember, we tried to do it without the camera. We took the camera away,
Yeah.
and the very first week, people complained.
They didn't know what was going on.
I need to see you. Like, why? Why do you need to see me? If I was good
no one
looking, it would
needs
make
to see
sense.
But it was very important people though. So
Carly Reese.
Carol, yeah, her. Yeah, that's true.
Carly Reese.
I just had one in my head and it went away. Holy crap! Oh,
Reese.
I can't.
you know who had a pretty little slut face was that Pink Ranger.
Yeah, she did.
She has a slut
Ooh,
face.
Amy Jo.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh,
Now,
that's my girl.
I wouldn't say she's got a slut face, but you know who's got a real purty mouth? That Mary USA Outdoors chick.
Dude, you know what? I watched her
Oh,
again
yeah,
today.
for sure.
One of them popped up today, and I'm like, man, she looks good. And then she started.
But you guys want to see just a really pretty, like,
do you know who Kat
yeah,
Dennings is?
Yeah,
oh yeah,
I love Kat Dennings. She has a slut face.
she does have a slut face. But that
giant boobs.
that Mary USA
She's with James
chick,
WK also.
she's got really really pretty mouth.
I watched one of her videos today. Popped up in my
The
feed.
Appalachian in me comes out. Oh, you got a pretty mouth. There,
And I was like,
girlfriend.
man, she's, her nips poke out a little bit when she's doing stuff because she obviously doesn't wear a bra. She's in the middle of the fucking wilderness. And she started doing stuff, but she looked all hot. I'm like, man, she's hot. And then she started doing this shit. I'm like, holy fuck, she knows what she's doing. And I couldn't stop watching. I'm like, she just made a fucking fire. She did all this stuff. She made basically a fire pit out of like 4 pieces of wood.
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
She's a
And smoking hot.
You're talking about that chick,
Mary USA.
Yeah, she's badass.
You guys ever see Ben Affleck's rotten dragon tattoo? Well, that's not an example of slut face, unless you're saying Ben Affleck
This is
has a slut face.
This is that Tick Radio. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Tick Radio, yes.
Yeah,
So Sofia Vergara.
Oh.
For sure.
Yeah, I love Sophia Vergara.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what? There's sometimes where the other chick on Modern Family, Claire, the blonde, Julie Bowen,
Oh, she's bad.
she's got slut face going.
That's
She's
funny.
kind of
We-
got slut face sometimes.
When we say Latin names, we sound like Bush when you'd speak Spanish.
Yeah. Sophia Vergara.
Donde está United States?
Sofia Vergara.
When he says Bush, but you know what? I automatically when I think of
Did
when
I say it like I didn't say it like that? Did I?
when I
Como está usted there, sister?
when I try doing it too, you know, the first thing I think of is when I speak Spanish is I think of Peggy Hill from King Hill.
yeah,
Because she's a
absolutely.
Spanish teacher. She's
Yeah.
like, "Como está usted?"
Yeah.
It's the whitest sounding Spanish speaking ever.
Da El Mar. Y'all ever been to the sea?
Oh man,
That's funny. Grassy ass. Yeah, grassy ass.
Yeah, right.
Grassy ass.
Thank you, brother.
I was like, I didn't say it that bad, did I?
And I want 5 enchiritos, 5 of them. Cinco. Got it? Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
I don't think I've ever seen Ben Affleck's rotten dragon tattoo. Is it like a rotting dragon, or is it just
I didn't see it.
the tattoo is horrible and it's rotten?
And what does it have to do with slut face?
Doesn't have anything to do with slut face.
Grassy ass.
That's how they say it.
Ben Affleck's probably had some slut face.
That's how my
girlfriends
dad
about
says it.
Yeah, grassy ass.
I got Louisa at work. I think grassy. Dad, it's grassy. Gracias. 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 Yeah, I know. It's-
I do. I have a guy at work who honestly I did not know he was Mexican until like 3 years working with him. And like,
Would you just
beginning-
think he was Italian or something?
yes,
What
I
was he
did.
tall? Is that
No.
that the throw off?
He's not tall,
Okay.
but you know he walks in and he's now in his early 60s, but his hair's a little bit longer, but he's got it's gray and white and still has some of the darkness in it, and he's always tannish looking, but he always slicks his hair back. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's probably Italian. His last name does not lead you to believe that he is Hispanic, because his dad wasn't Hispanic. His mom was 100% Mexican. His dad was the other stuff. So I'm thinking, yeah, he's Italian. We started talking about stuff and where he grew up and everything. I'm like, John, what nationality are you? And he's like, oh, I'm half Mexican and then the rest of it's all this stuff. I'm like, you're Mexican? He's like, yeah. I'm like,
I had no fucking idea.
I thought you were Italian. He's like, did you? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you do not know how often people say that to me. I'm like, well, now I do. So we were talking about stuff, and after that, I'm talking about, because he grew up in Southwest, and most of his family still, they had a farm down in Monroe, but they lived in Southwest and stuff.
There's a lot of Italians there, right?
Well,
Is that Little Italy?
this is I didn't find out he lived there until after I found out he was Mexican.
That's our
too.
default. Anyone broader than us is Italian. That's all there is
He
to it.
slicks his hair back though, guys.
Can't be anything else.
He has a chain. He slicks his hair back.
Yeah.
Clearly Italian.
He talks about coffee like he's like,
yeah. Likes pizza.
he likes people.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
How many more tells do you need?
But we started talking about stuff, and I was like, I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to go on there, and they have really good like chorizo, and I would say it with like the accent without realizing I was saying it, and then he would say it, and he's like chorizo and stuff like that. I'm like, do you speak Spanish? He's like, not a lick. I don't know any of it. He doesn't even have the accent or anything. But even when he tries to do the accent, he doesn't really do the accent well.
No,
You know?
I can't.
It's great.
Tick Raider says tequila cerveza.
Tequila y cerveza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it's kind of sometimes you don't pick up on it because everybody like, oh, he's tall, he's not Hispanic, but they're like could be Puerto Rican or anything else.
I know.
But you're taller than me. How are you Hispanic? Like, dude, I'm
Like they're all midgets or
yeah,
something.
like you're all supposed to be short.
Yeah.
You're fucking like 6'5", man. Come on.
I don't get it.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it doesn't make.
It's
Yeah.
what's it say?
Tent go ham bread. I'm hungry.
These things are not working.
What your
Your glasses?
I'm having a hard time reading lately.
Oh, yeah?
I've been trying to wear them.
You're gonna have bad eyes too. That makes two of us.
I got them.
Yeah, I got a cataract.
I got it. Yeah.
You know my.
if I want
cataracts.
to, if I want to, but I can't make out small print for shit.
If I read them, even if I read a book or anything, I got to take my glasses off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of Hispanic,
Does that say tent go ham bread? I can't see.
it does say tent go ham bread.
Tent go ham bread.
Oh, what did Jay say on the other thing?
Send the photo of Affleck's tattoo. He's still on the He's still on the Affleck
He sent it in our
tattoo.
messenger.
I didn't go.
I didn't know they had Gibraltar Trade Center in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
That's a bad tattoo.
that is.
Holy crap!
Is that a dragon or a
I don't know
phoenix?
what- I thought it was like a fucking toucan.
I think it's a dragon fighting a phoenix.
Oh my god! Now I see it. Oh my god!
But it's got a seam down the middle. Like they didn't color in. Like his back must have been folded up, or he was flexing or something. So there's like
Yeah, that looks like shit.
right here. There's a seam right in the middle.
Oh my god!
God, dude.
What the fuck is that shit? Affleck's got a horrible tattoo. What a chump! I hate to be him.
Moochop.
Yeah, Moochop. A lot. Moochop. Yeah.
A lot.
Wow.
Much like Mucho.
Mucho. I barely remember any high school Spanish. I know
remember
basics.
some of
I
it.
don't. You know why? Because I didn't take it.
No,
I don't remember any high school French either, other than what I learned from Ben and Rachel.
Yeah,
I know a little bit because of the contractors that come into my work.
Spanish.
Just some.
Yeah,
Not much.
I mean, there's certain things I remember, but you know,
yeah.
there's a simple like people used to say, "How are you feeling?" Like you're feeling so. You're like, I see. I
Or
know
what?
that one.
Or when I fucking jump down from the truck and I hurt my knee every time because I'm fat.
Yeah.
I'm like, Gordo. And they start laughing. I had all the
That means
contract.
fat, right?
Yeah, because they know I'm a fat slob. They know I'm a fat.
That's because people don't know this, but gordita it means small fat.
Small, does it really? Does it go small fat? That's not
I
me.
mean, because gordo, is
I'm normal fat.
Gordo's fat, but ita always means like smaller, like senor or senorita means senoritas mean smaller or inferior.
Yeah.
That's because it's woman, you know.
Yeah.
Or
As we know.
or
I see means
like
so.
if they would say my name, if they would say if I was like let's say I was Brian, but I was 4 years old, and be like, oh, little Brianito, you know,
Oh, okay.
means little. So, but by that common sense right there, gordita means little fat, right?
I don't know. I don't know how they.
Or it just
Gordita
means
de Papa.
Small
Or-
fatty.
Or it
There you
just
go.
Am I right? It means small fatty.
Wouldn't it be like a 5'2" fatty?
Yes.
Like a
I
Gordita
got
de
something
Papa.
right. I
Okay.
used logic to get something
small
right.
fatty. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Because like the gordita I know is just like a delicious flatbread.
I think
That's what he
that
says.
you
It's a
fill
type of
Yeah.
filled tortilla, and yes,
Chick
small
Radio, are you a sir? You said he has slut face. Would imply you're a woman, though.
fat. Well,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Why are you saying only women can be sluts, Mike?
You are a woman. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Well, men are sluts by design.
Yeah, we're meant to be. We're
It's always acceptable.
I think we all are. It's just for some reason
You're not a slut. No,
Uh,
we don't think that. Actually,
we don't care.
you can be whatever you want to be. That's
Oh
fine.
yeah. I'm nothing anymore. I used to be a slut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a whore. No, I didn't accept money.
Now I'm a slut for one.
I did it for free.
just for
So
one
I'm
person.
a slut. But I don't anymore.
Yeah.
I'm what's known
Not
as
because I'm with
asexual.
anybody.
I like how you just glossed over the fact you just said you did it for money. We didn't even acknowledge it at all.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
You turn.
No money, no honey.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a couple times I had girlfriends pay my rent, and I was cheating on them.
Yeah.
I got a wife that pays my mortgage.
So I'm a slut.
Yeah. Al was the only dude to get money out of a Jew.
I honestly never thought about that. Wow. You did it.
He managed to do the impossible. But we're Scottish, and they say that a Jew couldn't get a dime from a Scot.
Well,
they say we're the cheapest.
You know what's funny?
So
is
there they say we're the cheapest.
the other half of her is Scottish.
Oh, okay. So
well.
then you double
She's a
time
Scottish Jew,
and you got the money.
Yeah.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
You did the impossible. A Jewish Scottish woman.
Yep.
That's fucking amazing.
Yep.
That's it. You're like the top guy ever. You're like the top ranked dude.
I did it.
Yeah, you managed to do the impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The largest.
I think it was like German and Scottish on her mom's side. Mostly Scottish, I believe.
Plus, she was like
Master.
5 inches taller than you too.
She's 6'2".
Oh yeah.
She was gigantic.
Yep, flat foot. Wow. Yeah.
Specimen.
Yes. So
Master of disaster.
Yeah. Or the Master Blaster.
Mm-hmm.
This town finished. I always think of that fucking Mad Max movie.
Thunderdome. It's 2 different movies merged into one.
It is, yeah. It really shouldn't have went to the plane cult thing.
It got weird.
Yeah.
It got weird. And we started watching South Park the other day, and it was the episode where they started calling all the adults molesters just so they can get away with shit. It was early on season 5, I think.
Oh, you're talking about South Park?
What'd I say?
Oh, and they do like yeah.
And it turns into like the plane.
I know it's going to be shocking, but I have to pee again.
Oh, no way.
My diabetes.
But it
drinking.
turns into a combination of like the plane cult from Thunderdome and like a bunch of other, like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, Lord of the Flies a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Warriors.
Warriors a little bit, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a good episode.
Oh, it's a great episode.
I forgot about it. I watched it with the kids the other
Oh,
night.
it's such a good one. Yeah.
It was like,
It is about what,
it's
season
like-
5?
I forgot. But near the end when the guy's like,
He got the management, and he was the manager at
oh yeah, oh man, where did he work? Wasn't Buffalo Wild Wings? It was
No.
It was something lame like that.
I thought it was like Denny's or
Denny's, yes, it was Denny's.
It was like a Denny's or something like that.
yeah. He's like, yep, I got the manager position at something Denny's. I was like, all right. But he was talking to them and was like, yeah, the parents. It's like I forgot what they sounded like since they've been gone for the last 10 days. He's like,
Yeah.
10 days?
This all happened.
This all happened in 10 days?
Yeah.
And then, she was like, see, you would probably make a good dad. He's like, yeah, I guess I would. He's like, maybe we should. She's like, oh no,
No, I'm getting
my tube ties.
Yeah.
Tubes ties as soon as we get out of here.
Yeah.
You're watching us from Ghana? Is that what that says?
Pac-Man. Yeah, I'm watching from Ghana.
Wow.
How you doing, Pac-Man?
I got to research Ghana real quick. So I had something to talk about.
Yeah.
How's like weather in Ghana?
Yeah, it's hot. That's how it is. Yeah. Denny's. Hey, what's up, Craig?
Didn't Ghana? This is me talking on top of my head. Didn't Ghana used to be
Craig
Gold?
did say Denny's. Okay.
Didn't Ghana used to be called Gold Coast? Am I mistaken? It's just off the top of my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
He says, I'm in Accra. Is that what he said?
Oh yeah, Accra.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's cool. That you're our first Ghanaian.
Yeah, we
listener.
have.
We thought we were excited because we had a British listener.
Yeah, we had. Yeah.
But no. Oh, the Cape Coast. No, I know
Cape
where it
Coast.
is on a map, but I don't know anything about it. No.
We have a research team right here, though.
Yeah.
He looks things
No.
up.
We're from a state called Michigan. If you look at a map of the United States, it's the one that looks like a hand.
Looks
or
like a
or
hand.
a mitten.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where we live.
We have two separate peninsulas.
It's very
One's-
cold. It'll be cold in like a month.
Yeah, it's kind of cold today.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's nice.
Oh, it's perfect for cutting
But-
the lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't cut the line.
I cut one of my lawns.
Then we get all depressed, and the other two don't. But then I start drinking more, feeling sorry for myself.
Yeah, we do the depressed part. We don't do the drinking part.
Yeah, because drinking helps curve that, as we know.
Totally.
Gets rid of it. It pins it down.
Yeah. So how are things in Accra, Ghana? We probably shouldn't wait for an answer on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow.
Sure wish Paige was listening. He'd be fun to talk to. Not that you guys aren't. You guys are all great. So
Yeah.
Accra is the capital of Ghana. Did you guys know that?
No. What, oh, you really need my help. What do you need?
Oh,
What's the help you need? Tell me.
hope you're not a prince or something.
Yeah. Do you need me to invest with you?
You're barking up the wrong tree. We don't have money.
Yeah. Well, let's see the deal. I want to know the deal. Because if it's a legit investment opportunity, I mean, I'm not going to turn down Prince. I mean, why not? So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, stuff. So it's September. Actually, it seems like it's cooler in Ghana right now. The average temperature for the month of September is 85. That's not as warm as it usually gets in the months of February and March when it averages 91.
That's not that bad.
No, it's not.
I was expecting horrific heat.
And it's not far off the equator. You would think it'd be hotter. But maybe because it's on the coast, they get more of the breeze.
Yeah, they're getting hit with different wind currents and stuff. You never know.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
That could be what it is. So we know a lot about.
But by the way, we were going to talk about
Geography.
the Gladiator movie,
Weather.
but I never watched it today. I was supposed I was supposed to watch it today.
You fucking guys, I watched it as soon as I went home the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Give your review because
Well, how about this? I'm going to double team
Paige
you.
is here. Paige is here.
I saw him log in. That's why.
Oh, okay, 6'5". Paige.
I saw him log into the
We'd
thing.
like to see it.
Figured it'd be here. Paige, how are things going? I feel like Paige just went somewhere with a concert and stuff, and I can't remember where it was.
Where'd you go, Paige?
Yeah. Let me get started real quick, but I'm gonna double team you with this one. Not double team you. That sounds wrong. But I watched The Gladiator, 1986. Did some research on it. Found out it's a made-for-TV movie. It wasn't a theater movie. It was made for TV. It was like an NBC or some shit.
The one that you're talking about?
Yeah, with Ken Wall.
Okay.
So we're watching it, and he's taking his brother. His brother's helping rebuild the car. Oh, yeah, you went to Blue Ridge. Yeah, I saw the storm and everything destroyed your tent and shit. That's right. I did see that. Blue Ridge.
And blur.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
It was music festival. But it showed his tent. There was a windstorm and his tent was destroyed. Anyways, Gladiator, watching it. His brother helps him rebuild the car for Nancy Allen. And then his brother, who's 15 or 16, playing soccer and stuff, he's getting his driver's license. Now, his brother is played by Brian Robbins. Do you guys know who Brian Robbins is?
Yes.
The Class.
Now, the class, he was Eric, the tough guy with the leather jacket and the long hair.
Yeah.
He's now the guy. He's in charge of Paramount now.
Yeah, right.
He's like way up.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon and Paramount.
Like he did like directing and everything, didn't he?
He directed Far City Blues.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies. And anyways, he was in it. And what happens is they're driving and they piss off the guy in the Charger who was like taking justice into his own hands. Somebody cut him off, ran him off the road, killed him.
As he should have.
Basically, he had trouble with people who did things wrong in traffic. So basically, if they offended him or scratched old man scratched his car with his door. He didn't like that.
So you have to kill him.
So he killed him. So his younger brother was driving the truck, ran a red light in front of this guy in the Charger. He did not like that. So
No.
he tried to run them
seats.
tried to run them off the road, didn't work, but he did push them into an intersection, and the truck semi hit him, killed the brother. Ken Wall lived, but he was in a coma for a little while. When he came out, Robert Culp's like, "We want to know what happened," and basically it didn't work. It didn't go well. Okay, Ken Wall wasn't happy, but he got back into shape, worked himself out, and he decided he's going to take the law into his own hands, I should say. So him and the dude from Harlem Nights, the black guy who was the boxing champ, Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the stutter, right?
Yeah.
We're like, well, I'll help you rebuild your truck that was destroyed by this semi truck. Like, okay, he did it. And then he saw that there's still all these people doing stuff wrong on the roads. But do you remember how you've seen it before, but it's been a long time, right? They mentioned people drinking and driving like 25 times.
Yeah, they kept bringing it up.
So again, more research. The guy who wrote it and helped make it was really they never said it, but it seems like somebody in his life must have died by a drunk driver.
Yeah, drunk driver clearly killed somebody he cares about.
Because it's like all over this movie. So he's like, I'm not going to take it anymore. He rebuilds his truck. He puts a big, huge bumper on the front of it. He puts the obvious, which everybody should do, grappling hook in the bed of his truck so he can shoot into other cars. He reinforces the...
That's not overreacting. That's what you need to do.
He reinforces the wheel wells with steel and all kinds of other stuff.
Going out there looking for people like Al when Al used to drink.
What really started, though, was he was in line.
I was an easy target. Pink. Goodbye.
Going after your Ranger.
He was in line at the fast food place. And these guys like, hey, we want to cut in front of you. He was like, no. Because he kind of sounds like Sly Stallone sometimes. And they pulled up and they tried to edge in and they bumped his truck. So he backed up like he's going to let him in. And they moved up a little bit and he like floored it. And they did it again. And they did it again. And then they took off. And he's like, hey, this could work. People were like, yeah, you did what you should have done. Vigilante justice is great. So he decided to become the
As we know.
gladiator. So it ends up he's doing the law's job. He's listening in. He's finding out where the stuff's going on. He's calling in saying, hey, I just took care of these guys. I'm the gladiator.
But he doesn't have the same ROE.
Yeah.
So he can just kind of do what because he's not following the law.
Yeah.
He just...
And then...
I got it.
It gets to a point where, he starts dating Nancy Allen, and she's a radio host, and she's talking about him, but doesn't know it's him, but he's going to confess to her.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He does eventually, but then he goes out, and then this guy's like weaving in and out of traffic, driving all crazy. So he stops the guy. He's like, citizens arrest, because he said that a lot in this movie, citizens arrest. And the guy goes out. He's like, I'm trying to get her to the hospital. She's in labor. What are you, nuts?
I remember that scene. Yeah. And he's like, he doubts himself. And
that's when he starts doubting himself. And he literally gives up. He's like, he calls up Robert Culp and he's like,
I'm not the gladiator anymore.
He's like, I'm not the gladiator anymore. He's like, you need to turn yourself in. He's like, I'm on my way. He's going to go turn himself in. And on his way to turn himself in,
the bad guy.
He sees the bad guy he's been searching for months in the Dukes of Hazzard Charger that they rebuilt. And they get into this big, huge car fight.
Duel.
It goes all over the place. Ends up in a junkyard. And he grapples the guy. But then something happens. His grappling hook comes out. And he ends up grappling a telephone pole. And he can't get away. So he just keeps on flooring it. And eventually he rips it out of the bed. And he goes back after the guy. Catches him in the junkyard. And they play chicken in the junkyard. They hit each other. And their trucks explode. I'm like, that's a horrible way to end the movie. Except they're not dead. Somehow they survived. Probably because they reinforced their cars so much.
Yeah.
And then he gets out, and Robert Culp and all the police show up in the cop cars, and through the smoke, Gladiator comes out, and he's got the bad guy, and he drags him. He's like, "Here's your man." He throws him down, and then it ends. That's it.
That's it. There's no
There's no explanation as to why this guy is killing people at all.
He just does it. He's just killing people for the hell of it, and that's all we know.
Yeah, there's literally no explanation. He literally throws the guys down, and they're going to arrest him, both of them, and it's like the end. And it shows Larry, the director, and that's it. Like, what the fuck is this?
Oh my god!
So I did a little bit more research after that, and I found out
it's a lot of research for what sounds like a not very good movie.
It sounds like they were trying to make it a backdoor pilot for a TV series. Like he did all this stuff. He caught the bad guy, but then Robert calls me like, "I like your style. We need to join forces. You can help outside of the law," type situation.
Yeah, like Batman
or Knight Rider or anything,
Yeah.
So it's like that, and then it just like they're like, "No, we're not going to pick this up." So it was like, "All right, the end is he catches this guy, and that's it." And that's how they ended the movie.
They used to do a lot of they used to do like 2-hour like made for TV movies, and then like they would always consider them for like for TV shows. Yeah, like hour shows.
They had one that was like a Mad Max type show called The Highwayman, and it was Sam Jones, Flash Gordon, but he didn't have his blonde hair anymore. It's like dark hair, flat top type thing. And he drove a semi across the wastelands and stuff. And there's still some forms of civilization. There's still a government, but it was like, kind of Mad Maxy. And he would drive and he would take people out or he would save people. But the thing was, the front of his truck is the future, by the way. The front of his truck would open up and his little mini helicopter would come out and he could fly around and catch people. He would fly it too, but it was a truck, but it was also a helicopter, and that was on for like 2 or 3 seasons. They had not Jocko Willink, but remember originally the Energizer guy, Jocko with the white hair, was like Energizer, oi!
Oh yeah.
Him, he was in it. He was a sidekick.
Okay.
And
When
it was
this on?
late 80s, early 90s. I remember it because I was like, that's so awesome. This truck turns into a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, it just comes out.
It wasn't that awesome. Now I look back on it, I'm like, ooh, that's a bad show.
You can find that.
That
right?
scene of the Gladiator where the pregnant wife, that's the one scene I remember
So bad.
vividly. He's like, what are you, crazy?
Yeah. And he lets him go. He's like, citizen's arrest. He kept on saying that to people. He kept on, the way he was taking people out, it was like, you're drunk driving, you're driving crazy. And then he was like doing the maneuver where you spin them out and shit, and they're like hitting poles. I'm like, he's going to fucking kill people. How is this better?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe it's like an allegory. Like, you become what you hate, man.
And that's what it was. At
You
the end.
become what you hate.
When he stopped that guy and his pregnant wife, that's when he realized,
Oh, I'm this. Yeah.
I'm this guy.
Well, like at the end of Orca,
Yeah.
where like he kills
That's exactly what I was thinking.
he kills the whatever guy, the Irish guy, Richard Harris.
Yeah.
The Orca kills Richard Harris.
Yeah.
But in their lust to kill each other because they fucking hated each other, they both died.
Yep.
And the Orca got trapped under ice, and at the end he's trying to find like a breathe hole. He's like, oh fuck, I went too far north to kill this motherfucker.
Done fucked myself too.
Yeah, but the point was, it's just like it didn't matter at that point. It didn't matter who started the beef.
Yeah.
At that point, they were just fucking ruining each other's life over and over again.
2 wrongs don't make a right, man.
Well, Orca starts off with like a SeaWorld type company pays him to catch an orca.
Yeah.
But he catches the female, and then literally the female has a miscarriage on the deck or whatever.
Yeah.
And like a zygote, like a orca fetus shoots out of her, and then he washes it off. It's fucking brutal, dude. And then it's like way worse than Jaws, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And like he like washed a fucking orca fetus off of his boat, and then the orca's like, he sees it and he does a yell and goes away, and then it's like it's on after that. So then the orca just starts killing random people that he cares about, like that get near the water to get even with him. And then at the end, it's like Richard Harris loses his mind because they're just fucking in a. Yeah, and the one dude's like gets his gun. He's like, all right, I'm gonna shoot it. This shit ends now. He's like, and Richard Harris grabs the gun like, no, it has to be a fair fight. And because they're so he's so crazed. It's like, no, just let me shoot him. It's over. I shoot him right now. We're done. He's like, no. And he grabs a harpoon and is like, and starts stabbing. Like it's like the Ahab thing,
exactly.
He's so driven by hatred that it was like he's like lost his fucking mind, and then they both kill each other in the end because.
Yeah, I forgot about that movie. Awesome. I saw it a long time ago, and then I saw it like they played it on one of them antenna channels.
Oh yeah,
at some point last year or two.
But orcas actually in the old days they loved the old whalers because the old whalers would they'd come into harbors where they knew the whalers because the those orcas are brilliant creatures.
They are.
They would go into a harbor where they knew whaler and whaler boats, and they would go into the harbor and smack their tails, and then the whalers would know that there's other whales. So now the human whalers would kill the fucking big whales that the orcas eat, and all they want is the liver and the certain things that humans. So it was like symbiotic. So they would fucking kill and skin the fucking big whales, and then just give the orcas the shit.
Yep,
nice.
So it's like you had a giant fucking pet.
Yeah, like
German Shepherd that's 30 foot long.
Circle of life, man.
Yeah, pull out all the organs or whatever.
So they didn't have like whale solidarity at all.
No, not at all.
It's like
not at all.
So
here's the whammy here. I watched The Gladiator, and then when it was done, I watched Rolling Thunder.
Oh,
Rolling Thunder's great.
It's pretty intense. Like there's points where William Devane
that scene where he's flashing back to the torture is fucked up.
Where they're doing his hand in the
yeah,
and that even before that when his wife's friend who obviously is the guy who's taking over, is now his wife's boyfriend. She didn't know he's alive.
Yeah.
But he's a cop or he's a deputy or something. And they're in the garage and they're like doing a drink and stuff. And you can tell he's trying to tell him something. He's going to tell him, like, look, I care for your kid. And he's like, I've been raising your kid. And he's like basically going to say, hey, they're going to move away with me. But before he gets to that, William Devane stops him. He's like, you really want to hear about the torture they want me to? He's like, yeah. And he's like, see, they put my arms behind back and made him tie him up.
They made him do it, yeah.
And lift his arms up. So his arms are behind his back.
Higher.
Higher. He's like, man, I can't do this right now.
yeah.
And then the next day is when the shit goes down where the guys, want the silver dollars.
Yeah.
And the main bad guy is Roscoe P. Coltrane from Dukes of Hazzard. James Best. He's a miserable son of a bitch in that thing.
He's evil.
He's evil.
And then that scene where he goes to get Tommy Lee Jones, he goes, I found the men that killed my family.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee just smiles like, I get to kill again.
Yep.
And he just lures him by sitting on the bed like he's getting a hooker or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But
it's an intense movie.
It is intense, especially the near the end is when they're in the whorehouse in Nuevo Laredo, I think it is. New Laredo, but I don't think it's over the border. I think it's just on the border. Maybe it's just over the border. Texas and Mexico.
Yeah.
But the shootout, and it's like they both got their guns, and Tommy Lee Jones has his rifle and stuff, but there's all kinds of guns. There is so much shooting in that.
It doesn't
it's like
stop.
There's like guns going off for like 6 minutes straight. I'm like, this is nuts.
And it was fucking.
They both get capped, but they're still alive. And at the end, it's just them like helping each other out of the whorehouse. I'm like, I don't know if they survived, but they took out every one of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, they did, do they?
And extras too. I don't know where the extra people came from, but
and it also showed that like a couple of those dudes, they were also Vietnam vets, but they were bad vets.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, you fly boys are flying over top. We're out in the jungle doing the real deal. You know, all that. Like,
yeah,
they were pieces of shit.
They were. It was a pretty intense movie. I was like shit. I'll watch this too. I'll watch it. So it was a double feature, but he just it was good.
Yeah, that scene when they break in the house is fucked up, man.
Yeah,
and the thing is, he's so used to torture when they try to like get info out of him, like, whoosh,
yeah,
he just didn't care. He's just like no reaction whatsoever.
But the part where they're sticking his hand in the garbage disposal, and there's no sound. It's just him flashing. He's like, and he can like see the stuff from the Hanoi Hilton and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's just like there's no music. There's no nothing. It's just him like.
It's an intense movie,
whoa.
man.
And then he can withstand the torture. He was okay even after that. He's probably in shock, but what he couldn't stand. Well, obviously they killed his family and stuff, but. That was the part where it got him. If they would just tortured him and took his hand, he probably would have let it go, honestly.
Yeah.
But once they decided, like, no, we're still going to kill them, you know.
Yeah, that fucking, they sealed their fate at that point.
Well, then, because the guy who was seeing the wife, the deputy, he decided to go to Mexico and, like, investigate stuff, and he took out a few guys, and then he got killed, too.
Yeah.
The only one who survived is the vet, is the guy who got his hand cut off.
Yeah. That's William Devane, right?
William
That's
Devane,
his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tommy Lee's character wasn't. I don't think he was a pilot. He was because he had a green.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He was like a Delta or Special Forces somehow.
They only knew each other because they were both prisoners of war.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was a good movie.
Very
good.
Yeah. So
the country song
that wasn't made for TV, was it?
That was a straight up movie.
No, that was a straight up movie. Yeah. It some of the stuff was.
It came out in like 77.
It was way too intense. It was way too intense to see on regular TV.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was fucking. I don't know if it was rated R or whatever, but it was just really dark.
It was
really dark.
Yeah, there was no. Usually, sometimes you get some moments of levity where it's there's a little bit like, haha, that's funny, but there's nothing. There's just straight up.
That movie, the whole tone of that movie is negative. From the minute he like,
except for the song, there was a song at the beginning and the end, like, "Welcome home to San Antonio." Like, what the fuck's this song?
Yeah, the only positive thing is he gets home.
Yeah,
that's it. From the Hanoi Hilton, so it goes right from he's home to this guy's fucking his wife. So he's got that, and then it goes to family murder. So Hanoi Hilton, wife cheating, Hanoi murders. It just bad.
In the wife's defense,
he was gone.
They thought he was dead. they didn't find out till much later that he was alive and being tortured. So she had moved on. It was a couple years. And even when he came back, she was still trying to find a way to tell him. She wasn't trying to keep it from him. She just didn't want to.
Yeah, she wasn't being devious. She just didn't know what to do.
Right.
You're alive. Holy shit.
And the kid was just born when he left. So this kid didn't know him. You know, this other guy, Cliff, had helped raise the kid. So the dad tried, or the vein tried.
Cliff wasn't a bad guy. The wife wasn't a bad. Nobody was bad in that regard.
No.
Yeah, right.
But it was just one of those things. It was kind of like the deer hunter. Like at the end, the kid's blonde haired.
Yeah.
So it's like so it's implied that it's the other guy's kid, but everything else is so bad that like, well, who cares about that?
Right.
everything else is like everything else is so horrific.
Yeah.
Who even cares about that little thing? You know, I'm like,
it was a.
Well, yeah, that movie came out in like 1977.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, that's not that far after that war.
Well,
I mean, it was.
Oh no.
so
That's just a few years.
The thing is, and like, you know, I won't get into deeper cultural whatever, but I remember thinking like people think now that they're so much more. I don't want to be divided, more open or whatever, and progressive, whatever. But people, like a lot of people I know, like their kids, 10, 12, they don't watch nothing scary or fucked up. I remember when things were supposedly more conservative back then. I watched Rolling Thunder when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's when I first watched. I was not a
Right.
I was a child when I
watched
saw
plenty.
Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
And I watched Platoon.
Yeah.
Platoon came out on HBO. So I didn't watch it when it came on theaters, but whenever it was on HBO, 87 or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
I was like maybe 10, 11.
Yeah, I watched.
I would watch the shit, and nobody stopped me. No one stopped me.
Nope.
And I would be fucked up like for days. The only thing my family wouldn't let me watch, and I snuck and watched, was fucking The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And I was like 12, and that was a mistake
Yeah. Don't do it.
because I thought I was going to get possessed for like a month.
That's
Because when you grow up, I mean, when you're growing up, and I had religious elements in my family.
Yeah.
To me, that can happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm like, I'm going to get possessed. This happens. I heard about this. And then I watched a movie and the girl's like, throwing up everywhere. I was like, dude, it fucked me up really bad. I should not have watched that.
I didn't watch it when I was really young. I watched it when I was like early teens. I never watched it when I was really young. Yeah.
I've only watched it since we've been doing this show. That's how long it's been.
And then
I never saw it when I was little.
And then the another one that really messed me up, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy with the long arms.
Yeah.
We had his arms like scratching the alley.
Yeah, that was the first
That
one,
messed
right?
me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, I watched that, and I remember, like I was watching it with my uncles, and them laughing at me running out of the room.
That's mostly
That's funny.
That's pretty much like I watched a lot of stuff at my grandma's, man.
Yeah,
A lot of things
I pretty much the only thing I couldn't watch was like Faces of Death and pornography.
Yeah.
But other than that, they let me watch whatever the fuck I wanted.
Only because we didn't have cable, but whatever we watched on VHS at the time and stuff, it was just stuff my parents would give from the library. We didn't really get stuff even from the regular video store. We would, but a lot of stuff was from the library, and they don't have a lot of objectionable stuff. They had R-rated stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a whole variety of stuff. Most of the stuff I saw that I wasn't supposed to see was at Frank's house.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's where you went.
It's where, we go there because and it wasn't that his parents didn't care. It's just that, it was just like.
There's a separate wing of the house.
They didn't know.
The boiler room.
They didn't know.
Well, and even if, I don't know, there was stuff I watched where me and him were watching and his dad was sitting right there.
Yeah.
So, the fucking vampire movie, Near Dark.
Yeah.
I watched that. I watched it with
everybody watched Near Dark at Frank and Beth.
Well, yeah. Well, and I was telling my sister's Twitter followers that my dad took a bunch of us to fucking see T2.
Oh yeah.
And a couple dudes were fucked up because of that nuke scene.
Craig hated that nuke scene.
Yeah, I don't know if Craig went and saw the nuke scene with us.
He didn't see it with us, no.
But a couple of us, I think you went.
I went.
Frank, you, Frank. My dad brought us to see T2. We were like 12.
Yep.
Okay. We were like, think about that now. And he brought like a carload of us to it. Okay, to see a fucking.
So fucking awesome.
Yeah, like think about that now.
No,
You
never.
know, it would never happen. No way.
Nope.
It's like everybody's like, we thought like the when we were growing up, it was the kind of the Christian coalition. So now we got a different kind of whatever. Won't get into it, but it's just funny to like think like, yeah, dude, my dad took us to see T2, and Kate's father's like, really? I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we were all kids, like 12,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, right. I mean, I saw plenty of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see,
And then no one
Exorcist
thought
yet,
anything of it.
but-
Yeah, Luck's taking them to. No one cared.
No.
No one fucking cared.
Yeah, I saw all the Jasons, all the Freddys, fucking all of them.
Well, the thing is, we were taught something really. It's make believe.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah.
It's not like people really dying. That's why I couldn't watch Faces of Death or porn, because that wasn't fake.
Yes.
That you can't watch that. But there was a house where I could go to see that, though.
Yeah. It's about 2 blocks over.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's. We were like, I was like,
It
oh,
was
cool.
it was a den of sin.
Literally.
They had to take it down.
Which was the weirdest thing, because you'd go there to see all this sinful stuff that you shouldn't be watching and stuff. And his grandmother lived there.
Yeah,
Who was the
no.
most religious person I knew up to that point.
Well, that wasn't the place I'm talking about.
Oh.
There was another guy.
Oh.
That way.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
that stuff.
And his family was very liberal.
Yes. Okay.
And but
You're talking about the
but they weren't okay with it. But it was just something that
they weren't there.
they weren't.
couldn't
They were
stop
never.
it.
They were never there. Was the point?
Yeah.
And it was. Yeah, I saw like stuff I shouldn't have seen.
Yeah. The Faces of Death and
Yeah, that's when things got really dark.
Yeah.
Now, Faces of Death was definitely. Frank will tell you that. I'm not.
That's,
I'm
they
not-
had all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not outing. Frank will tell you that flat out.
They had all that.
But the
shit,
other
like, they
guy,
had
I
it
don't
all
know how he
recorded.
feels about talking about it. But the other guy, there was porn.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had it all recorded. They had like tapes of all those movies. You know,
Yeah.
you could watch them over and over again.
Yep.
But even like my own family, though, like R-rated movies, like we were going about the Skinamax. I mean, I wasn't a kid, but like the Cinemax stuff, I was 14 to 17, going to and like watching one after another, Lethal Ladies. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
just one right after another.
yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, and I think about it. Like I always thought my parents were not. I don't want to say conservative. Like they would try to steer you away from stuff you probably shouldn't be watching and stuff. But
Same with mine. Yeah.
they never stopped us flat out.
No.
And it got to the point where even after seeing T2, like the next year, me and Joe, well, you know Joe, he was younger than Craig's age, but he was older than Craig. He lived over on the street, a couple of streets over. His parents or my parents would drop us off at the theater, and if we were going to see an R-rated movie, they'd come in, buy our tickets, and just hand them off to us.
Yep.
You know, they didn't. No one cared.
Yeah. Violence and all that stuff and move. Yeah, it was a
because
completely
we knew it wasn't real.
now like people our age act like that we're like we were gladiators or something. It's not that.
No.
But what happened? The thing
This
was
wasn't the Wild West.
I remember though being preteen or teen, and you got dropped off somewhere,
Oh yeah.
and no cell phone, no way to contact, and they would just be here at this specific time.
Yep.
And you'd watch your R-rated movie, stand outside, mom and dad would pick you up. Nothing ever happened.
No.
You know, like nothing.
You do the collect call thing where it's like, here's a collect call from, it's me, I'm at the mall, come get me right now. And
Yeah, you have to do it really quick.
yep, save money. I don't want to spend 25 cents on that phone call or 20 cents or whatever it was at the point.
It's like this one comedian I saw. He was talking about like back then we just sucked it up. He's like our age. He's like I was walking down this street one way, a guy grabbed me and molested me. I came home. My parents said, "You won't be walking that way no more, will you?"
That's right. You got to suck it up.
No, take a different way. It won't happen again.
Now you know. Now you know that's not the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, but the funny thing is though you see people like memes from people our age, and they act like as if it was Gladiator or Sparta times. Like, no, it wasn't, dude. We were very. I had a Nintendo. We were spoiled.
Well, just think about
we were just allowed to do a little. I guess it's just I don't know. Everybody hovers now.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's like the 1950s again or something. But in a different context.
Yeah.
It's just a different way. But everybody's like, but in the 80s and 90s, probably even up to the aughts.
Yeah.
Everything was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. And then now people tightening up and worried about everything again.
Yeah.
Everybody's uptight.
I just think about like when I was 25, I know how 50-year-olds acted around me and thought of me.
Yeah.
They may have thought of me a little bit better than most 25-year-olds, but they still thought I was a fucking idiot and didn't know what I was doing. And I never wanted to work and, whatever,
Could you imagine if COVID happened in 87? They're like, oh, you can't breathe, you little faggot.
Yeah. Right?
Well, lay down on the ground and die
Nancy
then.
Boy. Fucking Nancy boy.
You're working on you're going to work today. I don't care. And like, when they didn't even have an oxygen pulse on, so they went,
no.
You don't look blue to me. You don't look blue to me.
Another thing too, limited jobs at that time, man.
Oh yeah,
there wasn't jobs everywhere. Fuck.
Like people do, that movie Cinderella Man.
Oh yeah,
where he had to disguise his cast.
Oh yeah,
you gonna work? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm
Don't
fine.
even
There's
worry,
nothing
man.
wrong with me, man.
Great. That's a good movie too. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
That's another Russell Crowe, where he's Jim Braddock, right?
Gentleman Jim.
Gentleman Jim. He's a boxer.
Yeah, he basically. That's a good movie. Is a guy that just lost everything because the funny thing was he hurt his hand. That's
then he crowned the guy. Crowned him.
Yeah,
he broke his hand. Yeah.
So he broke his hand, and the thesis people like looking back, like medical examiners and stuff. What happened was he came back and he was a different man. What happened was he was always hurt.
Yeah.
He had all kinds of injuries, and what happened was like, how did he become champ later in life? And it didn't make any sense that he got. But what happened was that wrist hurting thing that he finally healed everything that was wrong.
His
with
body
it.
actually recovered.
Yeah.
His body recovered, so he didn't get better. He just wasn't fucked up anymore.
Yeah. Right.
So when he came back, he was at 100% health and started beating people up because he was considered average.
Yeah.
Because he was never healthy.
Right.
At any point because he was starving.
Yeah.
But when he actually got his hands on food and recovery and nutrition, all of a sudden he's the best in the world or one of the best guys.
Yeah.
He was a fighter during the Depression and stuff.
Yeah.
And
so he's fighting starved and busted up.
Yeah.
So everyone thought he was average.
Yeah.
But really he just finally got sleep and food.
Yeah, that's a good movie, and I haven't seen it since it came out. Honestly,
Yeah, but
I remember now you say what
I
with
think it was
Russell
a Ron
Crowe.
Howard flick. I think
it was Ron Howard, right?
Yeah.
But he was
he cheated by getting healthy. The bastard.
yeah, exactly. That Max Baer Jr.
Yeah.
from Hillbilly
Beverly Hillbillies.
Beverly Hillbillies, he was talking about it. He was pissed off because they made his dad was Max Baer.
Yeah.
To be like a piece of shit, like bully, psycho, and his dad was not that kind of person.
Oh, in that movie they
In
did?
the movie, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, I tried to call Ronnie Howard. Like, fuck Ronnie Howard. He was so mad about that. He's like he made my dad look this like villain demon. My dad was always a happy guy, and yeah, so
Maybe Jethro didn't know what his dad was like behind the scenes.
yeah, you might not have known.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, cuz.
What's up, cuz?
What up, guy?
That's a good movie.
It
I
was
forgot what
good.
else I was going to say. I had another thing about that, but I lost it. Hey, I watched a wrestling thing today.
What's that?
It was something called the FWC story, Florida FCW. It was Florida Championship Wrestling. You ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
Well, have you ever heard? Do you know who Steve Kern is?
Oh yeah.
Steve Kern,
The
was,
Midnight Express.
the Fabulous Ones. He was one of the Doinks at one point, just for a couple times.
Yeah.
Skinner, he was like some croc hunter type thing.
Yeah, Skinner. Yep.
Which he said was funny. He's like, people were like, oh yeah, making fun of croc hunters and people that deal with crocs. He's like, I worked at the crocodile farm. I did that stuff for real. I actually did it. My family, before I was born, owned a crocodile farm or alligator farm. I did all that shit. Anyways, he was working for WWE at the time, WWF, and they're like, "We want to bring you on to do this stuff." He's like, "Yeah, it's cool, but I really want to teach." And they're like, "Oh, just come on and see what it's like." And after like a year, he's like, "This isn't what I want to do." He talked to John Laurinaitis, and he's like, "Well, let's try this." And he sent him down to Florida, and he wanted him to start a wrestling thing there to teach people. Him and some guy named Tom Pritchard.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, Heavenly Bodies. Yeah,
Dr. Tom.
Yeah,
that's what they call him.
Yeah,
Bruce Pritchard's son.
Yeah,
and they sent him down there, and they basically took all their developmental people from Ohio Valley and Deep South and sent them all to one spot in Tampa, and that's where Florida Championship Wrestling came in. And he set up shop there, and he started bringing in these young wrestlers and stuff, and training them. Tom Pritchard, Billy Kidman, Norman Smiley.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Dusty Rhodes was the guy who taught them how mic skills and everything, which is probably good.
Dusty was great on the mic. Yeah, absolutely.
But I wrote some of it down because I couldn't believe the amount of talent that came out of there. So I was looking at it, and I knew all the people, I should say, but there's some of the people that started coming out of there. They were only open 5 years, 07 to 2012, and they had Seth Rollins, Sheamus, Kofi Kingston, Natalya Neidhart, Drew McIntyre, Corey Graves, Charlotte Flair, Tyson Kidd, Baron Corbin, the Bellas, Big E, Bailey, Roman Reigns, Paige. You know who Paige is, right?
Oh, yeah.
You ever seen Paige before?
Yeah. Slutface.
Slutface.
We're talking about Slutface. There you go.
For sure.
She's with Ronnie Radke. We talked about that.
Yeah. Falling in Reverse guy.
Yeah.
I'd never heard any of their music till 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Sasha Banks, Xavier Woods, Heath Slater. There's Bray Wyatt.
Wow.
All these people came out of there, and you never hear anything about it. I'm like, why have I never heard of this? But some of the stories were great. Well, because in 2012, after all these people had kind of moved on or doing whatever, they shut down FCW or moved it, and it became NXT.
Oh,
that's what it was before.
There's amazing lineup.
Yeah, all those people came out in that 5 year span.
That's right up there with Cornette when he got Lesnar, Batista.
Yeah, that was Ohio Valley, right?
Yeah. What's his name? The Orton.
Oh, yeah.
He got all these.
I will say Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton. Yeah, Kyle Orton Jr. Yeah, he got all these guys right away.
That's the quarterback.
Yeah. The Orton you're thinking is
Randy Orton.
Randy, right?
But when Cornette was talking about Batista, he says, "I like Batista. He's a nice guy." He goes, "But he's this big, huge, scary guy, and I didn't know he's like afraid of shit."
Oh yeah.
And he goes, "We call it the Leviathan, you know."
Yeah.
And he said, "All right, I'm going to do this thing," because I had him go in the Ohio River.
Oh yeah.
And come out like as this Leviathan. He's like, "I'm going to have you come out." He's in the snakes. He's one of these, because he's like he's from like San Francisco. He's like a city guy, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like like freaking out, you know.
Yeah, he's from San Francisco, but I think he lived in DC for a long time. Yeah. But he didn't do stuff in the wild. Did you see him on Bear Grylls?
Yeah.
Where they had the celebrity stuff. You know, Bear Grylls will have a celebrity and work them through like 2 days in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And he just looked nervous the whole fucking time.
Yeah, he's just not. Yeah, he's not like he's a big scary guy. He's not for outdoors.
But that's what they did in Tampa. They just basically they worked them out, and they had Dusty teach him mic skills, and he helped come up with the names, and he came up with Seth Rollins' name. He's like, it's like we got to call you this, but your name is he had a lisp. He's like, we're gonna call you Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins. See your name up on the marquee. That's what Seth said.
Seth Rollins.
And he's like Seth. That's what we're gonna say. He likes saying it. He's like, and the Rollins came from Henry Rollins. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the pictures they took of them back then. There's one where it's just Seth Rollins, and there's a green screen behind him, and he has no shirt on, and his pants are low enough where you can start to see like the V. And there's a motorcycle behind him, and that's it. He's just standing there like this. And they said they started talking about the stuff, and they're like, "It's like, hey, what about the promo pictures you guys did?" He's like, "I swear, if you show that fucking motorcycle picture," and they did, of course. It was so bad. Did I say Sheamus was there for like they showed Drew McIntyre and Sheamus there, and like they were like friends but rivals overseas before they came here. And they only went there for like fine tuning and stuff because they knew
they were already trained.
But they're still there for like 3 years. It was insane. Yeah. Some of the people, Sasha Banks was only there for a while. Cesaro was gone right away.
Yeah. or they you know, because they asked Batista because they're like, this is before Brock did like, you know, MMA, and everyone knows how horribly scary Brock is.
Yeah.
And I remember that someone asked him like, well, who'd win in an arm wrestling match between you and Brock? He goes, Brock would tear my fucking arm off, dude. He's like, I'm only his equal when we're pretending.
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
You know, like
it's called acting.
He's Brock. He goes, he's a different type of person. Paul Heyman was talking about like, he goes, Heyman's like, I'm a Jew from the East Coast. Because I'm not much of he goes, I went hunting with him and I saw him gut a deer and I was like, he's like ripping it with his hand. He's like, this is just a different type of person than
man.
So Brock is, he's got like an awesome plot of land in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. He was shooting the prairie dogs, wasn't he?
Yeah. With high velocity rounds.
Yeah,
and they were doing flips. Like, Jesus Christ, Brock. Him and his brother.
Yeah, but like he said, he's like, they leave holes and they fucking wound other animals and shit. And he's like, yeah, get them fucking.
Well, the scary thing was Brock and his brother Chad, and it's funny his name, Chad. And he's actually bigger than Brock.
Oh my God.
Like, I mean, he didn't do the wrestling and the, you know, and the sports and stuff, but he's taller and like heavier. He's more, you know, belly than Brock.
Right.
But his brother's fucking huge. It's like this family's massive. You know,
thinking of Brock actually, that's made me think of, you know, because when did he win the national title at Minnesota? Was 99 or 2000?
99, yeah, I think.
He started wrestling in 2002, or he made it to WWE by 2002.
2002,
so he's been there for over 20 years. But in the meantime, he made the WWE, became the champ, stopped, went through training camp with the Vikings, stopped, wrestled some more, stopped, did MMA for a few years, was successful, stopped, and went back to wrestling. He's done a lot of shit.
Yeah, when he was in the Vikings, I forgot I remember it was a guy that played for the Lions.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the guy. But it was a guy that played for the Lions, and he was like, okay, we got to rib the rookies. And he tried to rib Lesnar, and Lesnar's like, nah. And he's like, yeah, this rookie's not fucking playing along. And he goes, even the veteran's like, dude, don't just
he's gonna
just let it go. He's gonna kill you.
He's already a professional.
He's gonna give you an F5 on the
he
field.
wasn't just a pro wrestler. Yeah. He was already known national. He'll just kill you. It's not worth it.
I know everybody knows that Brock Lesnar, he had to have done steroids at one point.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
But if you ever see him in college, I don't think he did that many steroids. He didn't do it. I don't think he did anything.
Well, you got to pass testing. I know
in
that.
In college, you don't have to. But look at him in college. Ripped, traps, huge. And then he did get bigger, but I don't think he did that many steroids. I think he just...
No, he's just a big dude. Well, like I said, his brother, who's not even an athlete, is 6'5", 300. He looked like he's 6'5", 300.
Yeah.
That's his brother. It's just
a natural thing.
Just big dude, man. Yeah. It's just, like he just lifts weights and he's fucking nuts.
I mean, some people.
Plus, they're all pro athletes. The vast majority of them are on shit.
I know.
The vast majority.
I mean, there's some people. There's just those freaks, the anomalies. You know that.
There's a few. There's guys like Deion Sanders that didn't even work out.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders is noted to not even work out.
Yeah.
Look what he did.
Works out his mouth by talking too much.
Yeah. But Deion, and when he says, I never worked out, some people say that and they're lying.
Yeah.
But when you look at his physique,
no, he didn't.
He looked like a normal guy, but he's just more athletic than all of us.
All of us.
Yeah, that's just the way he was made.
Yep.
I'm going to switch seats.
Brock was just a freak, though. Is just a freak. I like him more now. I don't even watch wrestling. But like him as I don't know what, ranch hand Brock, whatever the fuck he's going by. He just looks like he just came off the ranch and is like, I'm just going to wrestle this week. But you know what he's done? He's taken Austin's spot as the guy who can drive anything. Remember we always used to talk about that when Steve Austin was wrestling? Oh, you turned me out. Okay. Whenever they had, like, we need somebody to drive this backhoe or we need somebody on camera, they'd always have Steve Austin drive it.
Yep.
Now they do it with Lesnar.
Yeah, it's Lesnar. He's the guy.
Lesnar drives everything. He drove that tractor out there and lifted up the ring with it and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess he's the guy now. He took over.
He's
got all his CDL and his air brakes and all the other stuff, all his certs.
He's the official machine guy.
Yeah.
Drive anything they fucking put out there.
I just always had in my head that Austin, they're like, all right, Austin, we need you to drive this truck.
Zamboni or truck.
Zamboni. He's like, see, here's how you got to drive this. Austin, you got to do that. He's like, I know how to do that. Just leave me alone. He just drove it. Yeah, remember when he drove the Zamboni out at Joe Louis?
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
No, just Pac-Man's just like, hey, I need help. Of course you need some financial support.
Here's my cash.
Here's my WhatsApp number.
Yeah.
We'll be sure to get back to you.
It's already sent. It's in the mail. Don't even worry.
I have to sleep. We'll hear from you.
No, you
won't. You
won't hear from us.
No, you ain't not gonna hear from us.
No, there's no hearing. There's no hearing involved. But yeah, that I'm telling you, when I got Peacock, I was just like, man, I'm betting you there's not much stuff I'm gonna watch. I watch more wrestling stuff now than I have in a very long time.
Yeah. I get into it, like, it goes in phases. I watch like the old stories, and then maybe someone will like pique my interest. I'm like, hey, I'll check this guy out.
I prefer, I don't even care about the matches. I prefer more of some of the behind the scenes, or like how they got started, or how they worked their way up type stuff, than I do the actual matches or the old shit. I love the old shit.
Yeah. Have you guys seen? Not to change subject drastically, but the if you go on TikTok, there's a thing called Slipknot is Girly Pop, and it's a bunch of like hot goth chicks or just normal chicks, normal dancing to Slipknot.
No, I haven't.
I don't know why. Like, again, I don't know why. Like, I'm a decent person. No, the reason I watch is because it's hot chicks, and they're just doing like normal dance, like girly, like feminine moves to Slipknot. I don't know why.
I've not seen it.
So I'll send one to you, guys.
Yes,
and
make sure they're hot.
These two girls, I believe,
are the
some
ones new material.
I believe are the ones that started it.
Yeah.
Or at least they're the most popular. That doesn't mean they started it, but they seem to be the most popular.
But that means they're the hottest.
Slipknot is girly pop. These girls. So, and there's like all different types of women doing it.
Interesting.
But different hot chicks. Even saw a trans woman do it.
Oh.
So, but here you go. Like,
trans woman, or is it a man?
Well, well, whatever. So I sent it to you. But these two girls are called Elias. There's all kinds of them.
Our podcast,
and there's if you look it up on TikTok, it's just Slipknot is girly pop, and it's all different kinds of women, and they're just doing their version of it. And I don't know. I want to. It's like it's a TikTok rabbit hole. You get TikTok brain. You'll become a child again. You get
they're cute.
You got goldfish brain, and there's another one I sent you after, and there's one after another after another after another of these. Slipknot is girly pop, and it's been going on for months. It seems.
Oh, she's good looking.
Yeah. So Slipknot's girly music.
She's talented.
So, which one of you?
Yeah.
Decided to say the Lions will run the table.
Oh, that was him.
That was
okay. I thought so. Not jinxing them at all.
No, I did it just to set people off.
Yeah. No,
I tried to.
So you're saying they're going to run the table?
I was being a heel by doing that.
He's snorting the Kool-Aid.
You're saying,
I didn't get the heat I expected to get.
They're going to be 20-0.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
That's what it would take, right? 20-0. They'll run the table,
right?
Give me a table run.
Because if they win every game, then they're going to be the first. They get the first round bye.
Yep. So yeah, that's true. That's true.
So they don't do a wild card.
They do not. Yeah,
it'd be division,
and they'd have 2 home games in the playoffs.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
Yep, division, national champion.
And if they do somehow run the table, or let's say they just somehow make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, I'm just saying, I don't think they are. There'd be 2 years in a row where somebody won the Super Bowl and then also hosted the draft. We could start a new trend. We can help continue it.
Right.
Because Kansas City won last year, had the draft. We could win this year, had the draft.
Right.
Absolutely.
Boom. Next year, I don't know where it's at, but it's probably not Chicago because they're not going to win the Super Bowl anytime soon.
Where is the Super Bowl this year?
Las Vegas.
Oh, yes, it is. That's right.
Yep. Las Vegas. because it said the road to Las Vegas.
Yep, that's right.
LV.
Yep. No, there's no gambling. They're not betting on themselves. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Man, I had something else I was going to say besides the Lions. You said something about the Lions.
Say it.
And I don't remember what it was. Oh, not going to run a table.
Gotta pee again.
What I said to the old guy who sat next to us at training camp was this: 10-6, or 10-7, or 11-6, maybe. I don't think they're going to do any better than that. Which is, either way, at least one game improvement over last year, and that's playoffs. Because this division is going to be, I think, kind of weak this year. Minnesota didn't do anything to get better. In fact, I think they did enough to get worse.
Mm.
They didn't. They lost a couple of people.
Dude, they got Brian Flores though.
That's true.
That to me was a really good move.
Yeah,
I really think so. I think he's a hell of a coach.
There's a couple of. I think so too. I thought he got a raw deal, and
he for sure got a raw deal.
I thought he was the answer in Miami.
Oh yeah, he for sure got a. Oh yeah, Steven Ross is a piece of shit. He's going to hell.
But they did lose a couple defensive people. Their offense is going to be a little bit different because I don't care what you say. Adam Thielen was a big part of that offense.
Sure was.
Dalvin Cook's gone.
Look, I mean, there's going to be other guys, but they're not going to be like you're just going to be able to double team Justin Jefferson.
Yeah,
you should be able to. I mean, who they got running? Madison.
Yeah,
Madison's their like number one guy.
I like him too, actually.
I like him, but is he a number one guy?
I think.
Do they have somebody powerful enough to work alongside with them? You know?
I don't think so. But
I mean, you got to have adult. You have to have that 1-2 punch, man.
Gotta have it.
I think it is. The division is ripe for the taking.
Absolutely.
I think that Minnesota, the amount of wins they had last year, like we said earlier, is just a fluke. They should not think about the first game. Oh, that was the other thing when Jason brought up the fact about holding calls, and we were talking about us playing Minnesota last year and stuff, and how basically this was one guy that cost us a game. Mm-hmm. Do you remember how many yards Justin Jefferson had in that game against us? He went nuts in the week before against Green Bay. Yeah. Had like 200 yards or something. And against us, he had 17 yards.
We stopped him all day.
We stopped him.
But they kept running all over us. Didn't they?
No, well, they were running really easily on us. But the thing was, whoever was covering Jefferson.
Yeah. That's how we were able to keep that game close.
We doubled him up, but then we had a runner on Thielen, and that's what screwed us over.
Yeah.
So, and Justin Jefferson he's probably going to play, but there was talk of him possibly holding out for more money, and it didn't happen. He's going to say he's going to play tomorrow, but he wants more money. He's not going to sign an extension before tomorrow, but he wanted more money. He's not super happy. Maybe that throws him off a little bit.
Maybe.
I think they've lost enough pieces where they are, and plus they locked into how many of those wins last year. I think their luck is over this year. They'll be lucky to get 9 wins.
Well, I don't really see them as a threat.
I don't either.
At all.
I didn't before either.
I don't really see Chicago as a threat. But
there's certain teams you can look at.
The thing that I do have, I think that these experts are really underestimating Green Bay and Matt LaFleur.
I just don't know.
I think Matt LaFleur is a hell of a coach.
Oh, no.
And I think that Jordan Love, he may have Jordan Love coached up exactly the way he wants him.
And he may. I just don't know what they did to get, because
dude, they got some great receivers that I think could be really great.
They have some
to work to,
Yeah.
They drafted a lot too. They drafted 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
I mean, they drafted 2 tight ends. They drafted 2 receivers last year. Yeah. I mean, if David Bakhtiari stays healthy all year, very big if. Yeah. But if he does, then I mean, if he plays like he normally does, he's going to have all day.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a couple of young receivers. Actually, like a couple of guys.
Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah.
Just A.J. Dillon.
Oh yeah, that's right. They do.
Who were the 2 tight ends? They were. Was it? It wasn't Schoonmaker. No, he went to Dallas. It was Musgrave.
Oh, they did it. Oh yeah, that's right.
Maybe it was him.
They ended up with somebody in the draft. Yeah.
There was 2 of them.
Still very young, so I mean, maybe that plays into it a little bit. But
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, if anybody's giving me any reservation, it would be them. Just because They're fucking Green Bay.
Yeah, Luke Musgrave is with
And
them.
there was somebody else too.
Yeah, I'm sure there was. I just can't remember who it was. Yeah, you're right. So I don't think the Lions are on the table. I think a 2-game improvement would be great. And a playoff game.
I want it all.
I mean, I want it all. I'm just trying to be reasonable.
Okay, Lucas Van Ness.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They drafted. Everybody's like.
Luke Musgrave.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, they drafted some.
Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed just.
Tucker Kraft.
Oh, yeah. That
Dude, they just straight up.
That guy's
like,
still a project,
balled,
though.
man.
I mean, that guy killed, but it was at Division 1.
And then Colby Wooden.
No, they could be.
Clifford.
They could be fine. I don't want to keep on dwelling on that.
Keep dwelling.
I don't want to.
Dontavian
You
Wicks.
want to dwell.
Dontavian Wicks. He was another one from West Virginia or from Virginia, wide receiver.
Yeah.
He was kind of tall guy, wasn't he? No.
No.
Yeah.
Was he?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
I remember picking him before though.
Uh,
But anyway, regardless of any of this, and then they picked a kicker. 'Cause,
My ears are sweating.
and Carrington Valentine. Well, they got Lou Nichols.
Carrington Valentine's from Kentucky.
Yeah, they got Lou Nichols from Central.
Yeah.
Running back. Jesus Christ, how many picks they have? They picked somebody from Charlotte.
Well, they traded and they moved around and they did stuff.
Another receiver from Charlotte.
Yeah.
They ended up with like 11 picks. I
Yeah,
think.
fucking A, man.
Yeah, they could because you're right.
Like I said, they're the only ones that I perceive as any kind of threat. I don't really consider him much of one. They're just the only ones because he's such a good coach.
Very good.
He's a good schemer. He's a good planner.
Yep.
And he comes from a good coaching tree too.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of like. I mean, I think you don't know. You don't know what you got really. I mean,
No,
he's never played. These guys haven't really played together. If they're practicing together, if they're working out together at all, they could be gelling right now.
Like Magellan.
Like Magellan. But they're the only ones that give me any concern, really, as far as like from our division.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm not worried about it.
Hey, real quick, just because I know Mike probably wants to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Probably right. You want to wrap it up?
And you can make another.
We didn't talk about Danny Masterson yet.
Oh fuck!
Well,
no,
we know what they were luring him.
What were they wearing?
What were they
in
wearing?
those rooms?
They were trapping him.
Yeah.
When you wear something provocative,
Yeah.
whatever happens thereafter,
Yeah.
Well,
your
remember,
fault.
Sean Connery.
I bet you
once
all
said,
those
nine
Scientologists-
no's means yes.
I bet you all those Scientologist chicks all had slut faces.
I
Too.
think that was from. I think that's from Family Guy. He's got with Sean Connery and this woman. He's like, "Let's have sex." She's like, "No." He goes, "Yes." No. And then she finally gives in. He goes, "See, 9 no's means yes."
Eventually they stack
something
on
like
top of
that.
each
They
other.
finally just get sick of saying like, "Oh, fine," They
Yeah,
give in.
that's what she did too.
But the
I haven't actually looked into any facts of the case at all. I have no clue.
I haven't either. It's from quite
20 years ago.
starting 20 years ago, and a few of them have been more recent. But
There was, all right. So he
I
was
have no
convicted
idea.
of 2.
there was 3 that he formally got charged for. One was he was found not guilty on. The other 2 he was convicted of.
But there were others that didn't.
Yeah.
There's more that they didn't charge him with.
What was he pinning them down? What was he doing?
Again,
I didn't look.
I never
The church really like got all up in that and
It's and I mean
tried to protect them.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I was pretty sure he was going down anyways. But
Yeah.
knew something was going to
They
happen.
didn't know he was going to get 30
years to life.
Yeah.
And then people were
18.
were really down on Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis and other person because they wrote letters defending him, in support of him, I should say.
Yeah,
people like, oh, I can't believe that they're siding with the rapist, and they're like, no. Here's the difference. Let's say one of you guys got charged with rape. I've known you guys. Well, we're family.
Let's not talk about it. No,
But if you guys looked me in the face and you straight up told me like I did not do this,
Yeah.
and I believed you, I'm going to I'm probably
Take me at
gonna,
my yeah.
I'm going to take you at your word. I'm going to
You're
defend
biased.
you.
You can't help it. You're biased.
Yeah, those
Exactly. Those guys. Have
all
known
those
that-
people grew up together.
Yeah, they've known each
Yeah,
other
I
for like 25
understand that.
years now.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like the people, like to get back to wrestling. Is like,
No one wants to think their friends or family did something that bad.
it's like what he still said Chris Benoit is a good wrestler.
He is.
He was a good wrestler. No one said what he did to his family was right. He's just saying, yeah, he was a good wrestler.
Why is it that like when somebody does something bad, their whole life has to be completely X'd out?
Well, like
Dude, everybody knows O.J. Simpson was one of the greatest running backs ever,
yeah,
right?
that's exactly what I was going to say. Al. I was like,
I mean,
he did. What
I
he
wasn't
did
even
what he did,
alive
but
when he was.
But one of the obviously the greatest tragedy is the death.
yeah.
But another tragedy is like when they talk about greatest running backs. It's always like it's Walter Payton, Barrett. They always skip. Like he's not even
Yeah.
mentioned. Like he never
They're like
existed.
nobody
Dude.
in the 70s.
Dude,
It's like
O.J.
80s.
Yeah,
it's
like-
like O.J. Simpson was one of the greatest running backs ever.
Like, you can make an argument that he was the best.
And he was a pretty damn you can.
Yeah.
And he was a pretty damn good actor and pretty funny. And he was a super fucking likable fucking
Incredibly
guy.
well liked.
A super likable guy. And he he wasn't convicted, first of all.
No, that's true.
Well, even he said after it all happened, he goes, "I've been hearing, white people don't like me." He goes, "But they're cool to me when I go to the bar." And like everybody's like, "OJ," even after he killed me.
Yeah, right.
It's OJ.
Dude, it's like when Chappelle talks about him. He's like, OJ comes in. He's like, I hung out with OJ like 2 or 3 times. And he's like, yeah, he's like, we hung out a couple times at different places. You run into him.
Well, we know he ain't gonna
He's
do
like,
it again.
And then he's like, we're having a good old time one night. And then he's like, puts his arms around them. He's like, hey, let's take a picture together. They're like, no. They like slid out from his arm and slid the other way.
Well, everybody knows it's a one-off. OJ ain't doing it again.
Yeah, but
That's
it's just funny. He's like, yeah, we can hang out, OJ, but we ain't taking no pictures together.
You're kind of right about the running back thing too, because they always do like 50s like like Jim Brown, and then 60s like Gale Sayers and all these other people. In the 70s, it's like
It just skips it.
80s.
Eric Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson,
Dude, it's
they
like,
do talk
what?
about what's his name, Houston.
Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, it
Well,
goes-
he was, 78?
I was still late 70s
Yeah.
and stuff.
it goes-
But they don't talk about any other 70s running
No.
backs.
It goes from Jim Brown, skips up, skips.
It's like,
up
you might
to,
get Gale Sayers in there a little
Yeah,
bit, late
yeah,
60s,
some
and all of a
people.
sudden, nope.
Yep.
In the 80s.
Yep.
Let's go to the 80s right
Yep.
now.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dickerson, the white guy Riggins. And
Yeah.
he goes right to yeah,
Herschel Walker,
yeah. That's what happens.
that Barry person.
Yeah, the
Yep.
OJ is. I mean,
OJ was great.
I would say objectively, like if you're talking about just ability and like what he was capable of,
Yeah.
he's top 3.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
He's legitimately
But
top 3.
if you're OJ's brother or best friend or neighbor, or somebody who's known him for a long time, and you've dealt with him day after day or week after week, whatever it might be, somebody you've known for that long time, and they tell you to your face that I didn't do this thing. I promise you I didn't do this thing. They swear up and down they didn't do it. You're gonna side with them. And that's what they did with the 70s show kids, is because they've known this guy for 25 years.
Yeah, yeah.
They basically said, I've known him this long. He tells me he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
They like grew up, like they were all like, Mila Kunis was only like 14. The rest of them were all like, what?
Going on
17 to 20
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
early 20s.
They've known each other forever.
Yeah.
Well, remember OJ's book, If I Did It?
Yeah.
I didn't do it, but if I did do it, here's
Well,
how I would.
I have a perfect way to end this show.
Yeah.
Because it was If I Did It Friday, which I didn't.
Yeah.
But let's say I did.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. But me, a 25-year, like a 23-year professional truck driver, I
I was
don't
really hoping you
I-
weren't going to say you raped somebody.
I don't hit stuff no more. Right? I don't.
No, I'm sure you don't.
And so it totally wasn't me in some small town west of here at a Subway.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and I pulled in and I'm like, oh man, this parking lot's tight. Fuck, man. It wasn't me, but it was a guy like me.
Yeah.
And he was looking around and he's like, dude, I can't get out of here. Because like when I went to get my sub, there was a way to turn right.
When
there's
he
no,
wanted to get his sub.
yeah,
Not you.
Yeah, when he and he could have done a U-turn and got out, but then a bunch of cars from the time he went in and got his foot-long chicken strip sub and came out. There's all the car.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm going to take this tight alley out of here.
Oh, no.
That is a staple.
What was he
That is a
thinking?
staple sub, right? Of truck drivers.
He goes through this tight alley west of here, from what I hear.
This isn't near where like Zach Wild played a parking lot or anything, was it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, kind of.
Okay.
But no. So
Bad
he
general
goes
direction.
he goes down this alley, and he's going down this tight alley, and I'm like, oh yeah, I could fit because he knows that within an inch where he can fit or not.
Right.
And he totally makes the turn, no problem. He hears crunching, I'm like, oh shit.
Oh.
And he looks back, and then he notices that the cable box to the building was ripped plumb off the wall.
Holy crap. What if he actually accidentally caused people not to have cable?
But then he looked at the cable box and knows that none of the, because the connectors and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He knows from his various LAN parties and gaming he's done and runs a podcast and stuff. He knows that this doesn't affect anything. It's just the casing around it.
Oh, yes.
But he tries to do the right thing and goes into the business that is in, because it's a strip mall. It's like 4 buildings down from the Subway that he ate at. Mm-hmm. Then he goes into the building, and it's all new construction. So this particular building, it was all like, there's lights and stuff, and there's no one in here. And I'm like, okay, if I were him, which I'm not him.
Yes, he's somebody else.
It's like,
I would leave right now.
You're going to have to make a call, and then whoever owns this building's not going to care, and they're going to be like, okay, just pay me $200 or whatever, because it's just a box. Nothing is actually. So he just left.
Yes.
Then I got back to the shop and was thinking about this guy, and he had to tell his boss, I was like, yeah, everything's cool, but here's what happened. In case you get a call, here's what happened to him. And also, here's this big gouge on the side of the truck.
Yikes. It happens.
And they were just laughing. Like, really? I'm like, yeah, he couldn't fit. He was blocked out and was too impatient to wait for people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, that just shows that
his right.
The gouge was about that big.
Oh.
It wasn't too bad.
Like that long?
Yeah.
Oh,
from what I hear.
Okay.
But so.
Allegedly.
So if he did it, he had a right to leave, I think.
Yeah.
You looked for somebody and they weren't there.
Exactly.
He did.
Yep.
So, like, that box probably doesn't even get used for anything.
He tore that box up.
So
you said there's new construction. That ain't even being used.
So we're...
You did them a favor. You got rid of it.
Yeah, so they get a more sturdy box.
Yeah, they were going to... Yeah.
So,
better enclosure for it.
So they're going to be running all new shit.
So we're going to end the show with the Slipknot Challenge song that the goth chicks are dancing to. This is Custer. Follow us at radiounderground.co.
Bama lost.
Did they?
Just so you know, Bama
nice.
lost.
Good.
To Texas.
I knew he was going to beat him.
Radiounderground.co, and Bama lost. Awesome. Here you go. Custer.
surrounded by the garbage and the stain. Another victim of the refuse. Now I've been saying this for years, but you don't comprehend it. I fight hell and I fight fear because I understand it. Androgyny and insults, you try to want to become a